I do a YouTube.
Oh yeah. Let's put you're live. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am now. With the cool background.
Darkwing, are you gonna post it or am I?
I got it.
Awesome.
If you're doing it there, I will post it somewhere else. Okay, let me turn on my music. Okay, from last session, session 13. Wow, we are already on 13.
Oh, this is 14.
This one's 14.
Yeah, so we are on 14. My mistake. My bad.
Say that a lot. Oh, I'm kidding.
Don't anger the DM. Don't anger the DM.
Yeah, he might render your character unplayable.
No, y'all have been trying your best already to do that.
Oh, I've been trying.
No,
you can't afford Tiamat.
Shut up, Caden.
Okay, so Marco defaces the arcane circle on the ground and receives a mental message saying to stop. So you guys were in the cave at this point, or in the den of this witch, and Marco was defacing the circle and you received that mental message saying to stop. When the group moves to leave, a dark-robed female with horns stops them in their path with a troll in tow, bringing Grimbolt back into the cavern. The female demonic figure confirms she works for the Devil Lord Rakdos. Grimbolt tossed the book into the fire, and it became a demonic brute of some sort. You are not sure what it was, but it was definitely big. After reaching a point where you will clearly lose the fight, Galen negotiates an alternate way to resolve the situation with her. Actually, I think it was Twerp that managed that for you guys, but I'm gonna leave it to Galen for that. Okay. You must bring, the negotiation was you must bring back at least a drop of blood from each citizen in the village. You arrive back in town at 11 a.m. After telling Quinn the orc army will just drag them out of the town to kill them, she concedes to give up the protection and takes Skitter's offer. Return to the tree. Returned back to the tree in the forest at 2 p.m. and the dark veins have continued to recede. And that is where we left off of you guys entering this hut attached to this tree.
Lead on, Mr. Negotiator.
And I'll throw on my camera for that, just in case. So, and this is where we start off in this session.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to take care of this stuff in my satchel. It looks like we're about to arrive. Does anyone have any ideas of what to say when we go in here? Any spitballing before we go in? Any words of wisdom or...
I don't know. Here's your life juice. Sounds like a good way to go.
That's actually quite good, Marco. So special delivery, life juice. Anyone else? Jane?
No. I'm going to keep my mouth out of this one.
All right. I suppose here we go. And we walk.
Okay, so you guys continue walking down this cavern. I already set up your minis in that fashion. Grimbolt's figure came in. He looks not like a nigger, minotaur anymore.
Oh, wonderful.
Hang on, which we make? Oh, did it? Oh, make him in.
Right there.
Can we see it?
He didn't even send any pictures or anything.
Cool.
Looks good.
Well, he sent a bunch of pictures to me of the flawed version of mine.
That's actually pretty cool.
Turned out really well. Like it.
Yeah, I had to examine it really closely and be like, is there any errors? Am I gonna have to scream again?
They're probably like, it's this guy again. Make sure it looks good at least.
I think they did because they took an extra week to send it out.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, okay, so you guys, I believe it was the order was Galen, Jane, Grimbolt, and Marco, and then I just put the rest of the little wee creatures in the back.
Yep.
So we walk inside, and what do we see? It looks like something is on the. Is that the druid on the ground?
So the druid you would see in that circle that you kind of broke.
Hmm. And is she? How did she die? Was it squashed or?
It was teared to bits. I believe
Teared
it
to
was.
bits. Yes, that's quite unfortunate. No saving that one. So I suppose what was this lady's name again? Pull up the note. In a bit.
Old hag.
I thought we were trying not to aggravate her this time.
There are Marco. There are certain niceties that you. Never mind.
And young hag. Better?
I suppose. All right. So, I remember
I mean, she has
Rakdos.
flaming chains. We could just call her Sparky.
Sparky? Oh, dear.
I mean, she seems to like blood a lot, so why don't we just call her the Sanguine Witch?
All we have in the notes is that she works for Rakdos, I think.
Nobody ever asked her name.
Yeah.
Nope. You guys just, just start talking to her.
I thought about it, but Marco doesn't want to know.
No, we
He
didn't
doesn't want
really.
anything to
We
do
didn't
with her.
really start talking to her. We threatened her. We immediately straight to knife around the throat. There was no. No.
It starts whistling quietly in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, I suppose we walk in. And say, hello. Special delivery of life juice.
Marco's just gonna snicker in the back.
And as soon as you say that, you see the troll just moves up. Just past everything and just, stands at the door.
Oh, hello. Is the lady of the house here?
He just turns backwards, looks behind him, and looks forward again.
Could you tell her that we're here?
He just kind of turns around and walks away.
Ah, yes. Do we have a rest between this, by the way? I'm just making
No,
sure.
you didn't. Nope.
Good.
You guys are on the same day.
No short
It's
rest
all-
or anything.
No, we didn't do any of that.
Nope. You guys went straight through it.
Good. Hello?
We're kind of on the clock, so we've been kind of pushing.
Walk forward a little bit. See if I can see her in the room. Hello? Life juice delivery. Believe you requested this. Do I see her standing there?
So you keep walking in, and you definitely see her standing there, and she's like really deep in the books. You notice that she has a new book that is open. It's slightly newer in the leather, newer pages, and she's writing in the book.
Do I notice, looking over at the elf down there, is there skin missing? Like a lot of skin missing.
Make a perception check.
More than there should be for someone who just got torn to shreds. Perception check. All right. Let's see. Go here. Perception. That is a 17.
From the normal wounds you would get from like being teared with giant claws, there's no you don't see any skin missing.
All right. Just curious. We have returned, lady. We have your blood.
Ah, yes, you do have my blood. She just turns to you, and she's back in that like dark form of the black cloak, arms covered. You can see slight of a shadow inside the cloak.
You seem to be more relaxed, it seems. Wonderful. Where would you like me to set this?
She just comes over to you and takes it out of your hand and sets it, goes back to her table.
All right, so is that it then? You're all set?
Ah, yes, it is.
All right, well, remember what I told you earlier about the orcs coming and everything? I believe I shouldn't have to remind you, but like necessary precautions, whatever you need to do, just make sure those are done because they should arrive within the day. I believe. Like,
I'm sure I'll be gone by now. And then, when they arrive.
All right. Well,
and she turns around and like takes out, dips her finger into the jar a little bit and starts writing on the ground where the circle used to be.
Oh.
And you notice, with your perception around the druid, you definitely see there has been some other markings there that she's strewn in blood that has dried up. And she finally finishes this incantation, and you just see all the symbols start glowing into like a reddish ember.
Oh, that's curious. Does anything else happen?
Nope.
That's it. Well, safe travels. Just starts walking out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you done in there?
I suppose so. I think it's back to our benefactor.
It was a long anticlimactic walk.
Well, day's young.
Now,
Oh, don't jinx it like that.
so whoever is facing Galen, you would just notice that like the troll is picking up the stuff around the room, like small tables, and placing it on the circle.
Why is he putting everything on that circle? She about to open a portal. I think we need to go faster.
Indeed.
Turn around and go.
So you guys exit the cavern.
Stage left.
Alright, there you go. You guys exit the cavern, and behind you, going through the tunnel going up, after a couple minutes, you feel a slight, not even a feel, you see a bright light coming from behind you of an orangish glow, of a slight flash, and then it dissipates into darkness. Also, with the flash, while walking up, you see there are no more vines or veins of the black thing that you saw on the outskirts of this cavern. You keep walking up to the hut. It's not there anymore. Keep going into the forest. They're not up the trees. They're nowhere on the ground.
Curious. I think she exited stage left. Back to the town we go. Are we stopping by there to see them? Are we taking them back to Skitters, or are we just heading that way?
Should probably head back to the town and get them out of there.
All right.
I think we're gonna escort them to. Yeah, I think we're gonna escort them to Skitters.
Sounds like a plan. On we go.
Okay. So you take about the, what was I say, 45 minutes, I think I said the last time. I didn't know they said.
An hour.
An hour to get back to town. So you guys take the hour to get back into town. So it is now, I think it's 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys take an hour to get back into town. And there are people packed up. They are somewhere ready to go. But you notice that a lot of the buildings have turned into an age that it looks like the town is falling apart.
I knew it.
Some of the younger people that you met are now old. The old people that you have met are turned into dust on the ground in just a pile of bones.
Are there any, like, middle-aged people? Like, who?
They're like the kids that were around. They are now a little bit older,
I see.
and their parents are, like older.
How
Do
long
they-
have we been gone?
No, I think it's not a question of how long we've been gone. It's a question of how slow their growth was by this this spell that was placed on them.
Yeah. You mess with time, and it has a tendency to get back with interest.
Dude. Well, I guess we approach them and inquire if they remember us at all. Hello? You there? Sir,
Yes.
how is everyone faring? Are you prepared to pack and leave still?
Yeah.
All right, who is the leader?
Quinn.
Do you see her anywhere?
The guy just looks around and looks on top of the horse that's near the front. And you can definitely see Quinn is on top of a horse. And you notice that she is a lot older.
All right. Approach Gwyn. Gwyn, hello. How's the preparations? Is everyone ready to set out?
Maybe.
Well, this is basically the one chance to save everyone's lives. Maybe isn't good enough.
Whatever you did has made us a lot older.
Well,
We did. You're the ones that played with immortality and decided you weren't going to pay a price. Well, guess what? Magic comes with a price.
What we were afraid of. Well, I suppose gather everyone together. We'll get you to safety, bring you over to Skitters, and we'll get you hooked up with your armed escort to get you in and on. Get everyone settled in.
Sounds nice.
All right. I suppose...
Marco leans towards Jane. I think she's lost a lot of her fighting edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, retirement will do that to you, I think.
Especially Flash retirement.
I was going to say very sudden retirement.
Yeah, I think we got bamboozled.
Hey, look, perhaps they are now at a place where you can finally win a fight for once.
Marco's just gonna glare at Kaisis. Not Kaisis, Grimbolt.
Grimbolt, that was actually a good one.
Let's go.
Let's go, indeed. Move out, everyone!
You start seeing, like, a couple carts only go, whoever is left keeps going. You notice there's a lot of people when they're walking by would stop, grab a crate or a cloth of some sort and put whatever bones they found into this cloth and tie it up, put it back on their cart.
That makes sense. Plus, when we get to Skitters, they can have a brief moment to bury people who were left behind.
Are there any bone piles that just aren't touched?
They sometimes like drop, like the really small ones, like from your feet or your hands.
I was going to gather up a handful of just discarded bones.
Okay.
What? How else am I meant to make knuckle dusters? Without knuckles?
Wow. Just wow.
Where did this dark humor suddenly emerge from?
He's a warlock. He's always dark.
Yeah.
Off we go to Skitters!
So you guys travel. It is, 2 in the afternoon?
Indeed.
3 in the afternoon, and it takes you 8 hours to get there.
We travel until we would take exhaustion and take a nap, maybe.
Okay, so you travel.
Up until we would. We wouldn't actually take exhaustion.
What time did you guys wake up?
We should be going to sleep now.
Yeah, like you guys woke up really early in the morning.
Yeah, we woke up at like 5 a.m.
Oh, yes.
I thought it was earlier than that, actually.
2 a.m. Sorry, we woke up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so you guys like already like past your exhaustion point at this.
It's been 13 hours.
Yeah.
That's not exhaustion. 24 hours is exhaustion.
Oh, is it?
Well,
Ooh, fighting with the DM.
maybe before we travel, we take a nap. In the town, safely, in like the inn or something.
Okay.
Because we still have time, correct? Like,
Yeah, you guys.
it was the next day that everyone had to, like, needed to get out, right?
Yeah, you guys had 3 days, so you guys didn't even take a day. You literally like went the night to get there. Then you spent the first day trying to get to them, and then you didn't even finish the second day. You guys kind of just headed off.
All right. Well, I vote we set up in town. Hold. Let's gather our things. Make sure maybe you can take your time to bury your dead. The people who didn't quite make it. And then we can head off in the morning. Super early, so we can get out to a good day, good start. What's 8 hours from... Well, 8 hours and like 30 minutes, so it gets everybody time to do stuff.
So it'll be... It's 3 p.m., so it's like 1:30 a.m.
Right, maybe
If I did my math correctly.
Maybe we'll set out at like...
Oh, okay, so there's no set. I looked it up quick. There's no set specific timer for exhaustion. It's just up to the DM.
Okay.
A lot of them will do. I looked at a couple different forums, and a lot of them will do like once you hit like 16 hours awake, every 2 hours or so, you have to start doing Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
That's how a lot of them do it, apparently.
Well, maybe, I mean,
But it's
travel...
PM.
Yeah, 3 p.m. is a little bit early to be going to bed regardless. Maybe we should move a little bit. Maybe set up camp. Travel until, you know, maybe like a couple hours. So it's like close to dark when we go to sleep. We can start resetting our schedule a little bit.
Okay, because it is rough terrain through the forest, the way your guys are going. Are you guys going the same way you came? Is that how you're going?
Yeah, just going straight back to Skitters.
Okay, so
Indeed.
you guys are going through the forest. So you guys are technically half movement. So okay. So it would be okay.
So, what rule are you going with, Holland, for exhaustion so we can plan our return trip?
I will. Normally, I go with like a normal like work day situation. So like, you wake up early, you go to work, then you come home. So I'm thinking
Okay.
like I'm thinking like a 12-hour.
Okay, so we're right at our limit then. Because 12 hours, yeah, it'd be 2 o'clock. So we're an hour over our limit
Or we could do 16 hours because you
before
guys,
we even set
So,
off.
so that's
You
12
guys
hours
sleep.
awake, 12 hours sleeping.
you know, you guys can do. We'll do 16 because it makes it so you're asleep for 8 hours.
All right.
Yeah. I think that's why a lot of people do 16 is because it totals out to 24 hours.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Yeah, let's do that then. Let's go travel until we get about that 16-hour mark, because 3 p.m. is way too early to be laying down for sleep.
So that would put us at traveling till 6 o'clock.
3 hours of travel. Works.
Yeah, because we're an hour over our limit, so that'd leave us with 3 left.
So you're gonna travel for 3 hours.
Indeed.
Yep.
Okay.
Assuming everybody agrees.
Because we are going slower, it's probably a better idea to get a little bit of headway today instead of just trying to do it all tomorrow with the slow people behind us because they have carts and everything.
Think we're good?
Okay. So you guys travel for 3 hours. And then you finally set up camp. The carts do stop and set up camp when you guys start setting up for camp. Or stop for your whatever time you're breaking.
Right? Are any of the villagers cooking any special foods or anything?
Make a perception check.
Would love to make a perception check. Two. Perception. That is a 12.
Okay. So mostly what you see is they cook like boring dishes, like it's just like a piece of meat from like maybe like a deer or something like that would find in a forest. and whatever grain they grew. So like they probably had wheat, so they made like some bread or something. That's basically their meal.
Bread and meat.
Yep.
Marco, you see this, right?
Yep.
Quite unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for those without cooking skills.
Indeed. So I don't see you in Roll20.
I have it open. Oh, I didn't click on the campaign.
Yeah.
Whoops, my bad.
It's all right.
There we go.
Well, how are you doing
Yeah,
watch
as
for
soon
the
as
night?
we started setting up camp, I was already foraging for edible leaves.
Yeah, you found edible leaves. You've been in the forest before.
Are we setting up a watch for the night as well? Our typical setup? Someone goes,
Sounds good.
right, so it's what? Is it Jane first, me second, Marco third, and Grimbolt fourth? I believe that's what we did.
Fine by me.
All right.
Works for me.
Right. Down and munching on some food, petting the pseudo
Although the
dragon.
first person's gonna have it rough
Why is that?
because the first person's gonna go over their 16-hour mark
Really?
because they'll be up 18 hours straight, 2-hour shift.
Oh,
I'll go first. It'll be fine.
Well, it's still depending on how Holland does it.
It's going to be a long rest immediately afterwards, so
True, so it'll erase it anyway.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah, that's a fair
So-
point.
So with that, since this is gonna go over the 16 hours, make your con save.
Oops, that was the perception for watch, and
You wish you had that for con save.
Jesus. Oh, I think it's a long rest that removes exhaustion, isn't it?
So it's ability checks. It's disadvantage. So you have to make a because you failed your con save, you have to make a disadvantage on your perception check.
okay.
Oh yeah, because that hits before he does the long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't see a thing.
So before we passed out, I made stew. I need to take that out of my.
Wow, you did not see a thing because that's a nat one.
Oh god, that one is not good.
Wow. Okay, guys.
well, I mean, he thinks he just didn't see anything. Like, coast is
Yeah.
clear.
You didn't see. Yeah, you didn't see anything around. You were so exhausted from this long day, getting up so early for no reason,
He's
just walking around.
happy kitty, sleepy kitty, soft kitty. No, is it soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur?
Wow, Gaiden. Purr.
Yep.
Yeah. Purr.
Okay, yeah. So and you finish your shift, knowing there's nothing really happening. Who's taking second watch?
Knowing is a strong word.
That was me. Is this another?
So I'll mosey over, nudge Galen, and then curl up into a ball and go to sleep. Like, don't even bother getting into my bed. Just curl up into a ball and go right to sleep.
Galen gets up, almost
Whether he
trips over the
wakes
cat.
up or not,
Almost trips over the cat. Do I make? I walk out to my post, sit down with the pseudo dragon next to me, kind of mentally conversing with it back and forth, seeing what it thought of that witch's lair. And yeah, that's the watch.
So what it thinks about the witch's lair
Mm-hmm.
is it told you it was hiding the whole time,
Right.
and that was it.
It's fair. I don't blame you.
Like literally, it was hiding behind a rock or behind you or whatever it could hide behind the quickest.
That's understandable. You're doing quite well at hiding. A great skill.
So make your perception check and a D100.
Right. There is a perception check of a 10.
Okay.
And... Oh. 100. Oh, 31.
Okay.
That one got a little low.
You got a little low. Yeah, it did.
Okay. So your perception check, looking around, you can definitely see there's like fires going on still around you guys in the forest. But you're not really sure where the fire's coming from.
All right.
But nothing happens during your shift.
Right. Sit there. Kind of enjoying the night air. Realize my shift is over. I get up, I walk over, and attempt to get Marco awake. Wait, was it Marco or Grimbolt? I think it was Grimbolt. No, Grimbolt's last, so Marco, yeah. I don't even remember. Go over and attempt to wake up Marco regardless.
You figure it out.
Going to wake up Marco regardless. Marco, hello. Knock. Marco, hello. Time for your shift.
What do you want?
Your shift. Time for your shift.
All right. And I'll take over for you, frying pan killer.
Yeah, well, you know, that was Jane, not me, but fair. Don't forget to wake up Grimbolt fully when it's time for his shift.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. I go and lay back down.
And trudge over to a tree and lean against it and hand a piece of dried meat to the chief sitting on my shoulder.
Okay. Okay. Roll your perception check. Okay, apparently you see the world. So you see in the distance where the fires are still going, you see these large piles of these platform style burning platforms, and you notice that there's people standing around them, and just standing around like going back and forth.
So is it most of the villagers that are doing that right now?
Yes.
So are there
platform style piles?
Are there piles? Whatever the pile is.
pyre?
Oh, pyre. There we go.
Thank you.
I was like, I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm just gonna go with it.
So, with my perception, do I see any like unattended carts?
Yeah, you definitely see unattended carts.
So, I'm just gonna kind of wander over to a cart that's completely deserted and just kind of casually check it out.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. And I knew that was coming. I said casually, I wasn't trying to hide. I wasn't stealthing, I was literally just casually walking over.
Probably a little too casually now.
Probably.
Announcing your intentions with a big fanfare, the toot toot.
You haven't noticed Holland is a 0. But I did say casually, I never said stealth.
Sorry, I was thinking a birthday card.
Rude.
Sorry, there was money in the card.
Wow.
More money towards Tiamat, guys.
Today your birthday?
It was back in like October 7th, but
And you're just now getting the car?
people send me cards for a whole month. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so your stealth is 0.
Yeah, I never said I was stealthing. I said I was casually walking over.
Okay, so you're just like brushy against them.
Yeah, like when I
Which
get
is-
to the cart, that's when I was gonna. See
like,
if there's anybody within eye or line of sight.
like you can see there's people like they're still nearby, but they're not like actively looking. So
So,
you're just walking up, brushing against bushes and stuff like that. Make a sleight of hand check.
so as do I get to the cart yet?
Yeah, you get to the cart.
So instead of me rummaging through it, I'm just gonna let. So am I on the opposite side of the cart from what the other people are, where they can't see my
Yeah.
lower half?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let Sheaf go at my waist and just kind of motion towards the cart, and then turn around and walk away,
Okay.
and let Sheaf rummage through it. I have no idea what he's gonna bring back. Big, I can't converse with him.
Okay. Make an investigation check for Sheaf.
Okay.
I think Sheaf gets just a plain stat. So
Investigation is
Intel.
int. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
an
you make it
int check. Ooh, that's not good. He has a massive negative on that. 0.
Wow.
That's terrible.
Okay, hold on. Let me Whoa my god.
It's not a 1.
Nope, but I rolled a 1.
Yes.
So let me see.
Yes.
Okay. So
My terrible rolls got saved by the DM's terrible rolls.
so
You hope.
you walk
Krew.
back. You walk back. And is this the beginning of your shift, right?
About the halfway point.
Okay. So you walk back and you where did you just walk back and like sit wherever you were?
Yeah, I just went back to leaning against the tree.
Okay. So you lean against a tree, and maybe about like 30 minutes later, like towards the end of your shift, Sheaf is
Uh-oh.
attached with his mouth at the end of some dwarf's pant leg, trying to pull this dwarf towards you. And eventually like is like like the dwarf is just kind of like following what this fox is trying to do. And eventually she gets to you, lets go, and just does it in like a sitting position and just turns its head at you.
So I'm gonna take out of my bag a dried piece of boar meat and toss it to Sheaf, and then put him up on top of my shoulder again.
Okay, he catches it and he goes back on.
And then in Dwarvish, I'm gonna turn to the. Is it an old dwarf or a younger one?
It's an older dwarf.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of half bow to the dwarf, and in Dwarvish, I apologize. My companion is a little bit of a trickster, or not trickster, but how do you want to put it? Troublemaker.
Kleptomaniac?
So I apologize. He was just playing.
Make a deception check.
Yeah, I have no charisma. 4.
The dwarf literally just looks at you, shaking his head no, and in Dwarvish tells you, "You keep your mutt away from our ceremony."
Will do. I just kind of half salute him with 2 fingers. Kind of a mocking tone, or not a mocking tone.
And he just like,
Not a
walks
mocking tone, but kind of a half mocking gesture.
away. He just walks away from you.
Yes, nailed it.
And I'm just gonna laugh to myself. Worth it.
Okay, and that ends your shift.
Yep. So I'll walk over to Grimbolt and kind of half nudge, half kick him in the shin. Wake up.
I am awake.
Your turn for watch. Then I'm going to turn and walk away.
Thus do I rise, and the heavens shall bend to my will.
Dang.
And then thus do I become very perceptive.
Okay.
So everyone except Jane.
23.
Clearly, the cat god is a fickle creature.
So looking around, Grimbolt, you see as much as you like. You still see like the fires still going. Not many, no one really like around the fires. These pyres. There we go. Anymore. But they're just slowly going out. And for a shift, it seems fine. What time is it now after your shift? I don't even keep track of time.
Let's see. We would have 6 to 7 o'clock, and we would have finally bedded down. So it'd be 3 a.m.
Yeah. So the sun didn't even come up yet. You can see the glowing pyres in the forest. You see all the carts out there. With the casting shadows from the fires. But besides that, your shift went well.
Wonderful. So it's morning, and it's time to wake everyone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Is it? Oh my gosh, my favorite time of the day.
Well, it's in the middle of the night, but yes.
It's time to leave, though, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm going to take out one of my sickles, brandish shit, and then cast Booming Blade on myself and walk 5 feet.
Oh no.
Wait, what did you do?
Oh my god.
He essentially set off a dynamite noise without the actual boom.
Oh no! If it's only what you hit damages it, right, with the boom, right?
On a hit, the target suffers weapon's normal attack and then becomes shaped in booming energy until the start of your next turn. And then if they willingly move 5 feet or more, it casts 1d8 with thunder damage and causes a large sonic. It's just a sound though, it doesn't hurt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Best use of
Oh,
7 points.
Jesus. What the? Oh,
Leave.
Grimbolt is never going last on watch again. And I'll just kind of roll and get up.
You may complain, Turtle, but with old people in the middle of the night when we still need to move without being caught by an orc army, I'd rather not take chances.
All right, fair. You have a point.
Yes, you pretty much woke everyone up, so, I mean, one way to do it.
All I have to say for my character is cat in a tree.
That was a successful long rest, then.
Yes.
yep.
Even though Jane did her best to sabotage it.
I did no such thing.
Not that we're aware of, anyway. Mr. Almost starting a fight in the middle of the night.
Fair.
So I guess everyone's awake now in various degrees of staying minutes.
So you guys all wake up. I don't know what you guys are doing for breakfast or anything like that, but
Munching on fruit. I'm too half asleep to cook anything. And we're in a hurry.
ration breakfast it is.
Indeed.
Delicious.
Suppose we pack up our things and head out. Moving breakfast.
Yep, that's the idea. On the go food. Galen, go check on the old folks.
Old folks. Are you? I walk over.
See if any of them died from a heart attack just now.
I motion for the pseudo-dragon to hop on my shoulder. Start heading over to how the villagers are doing.
Okay. You go over there. You see the pyre is smoking. You see the carts around, everything like that, and they're up and about. They have fires going, smaller fires. They're cooking away, all sitting around, waiting for the food to cook.
How did I know they were going to be like this?
Hello, everyone. How long do you believe your breakfast is going to take? We are on a tight schedule this morning.
They all kind of just turn around and look at you. And one of them says, as soon as we finish.
Well, I'd like to remind you that the sooner you do finish, the sooner the orcs... Oh, the quicker we are away from the orc army that's approaching. What are you having there? What is that?
You can see that they are cooking. There is this.
Or, no, I'm kidding.
There is boar on a spit roast in the morning. They have
Jeez.
ale and they have potatoes.
It's not breakfast, that's supper.
Well, do you mind if I join you?
They are dwarves.
And they kind of like pat down on the ground next to one of them. It's like, come on.
All right. Right. Sit down. All I had was a little bit of jerky this morning. This looks much better than what I had.
Make a quick perception check.
Perception check. It's a 17.
Okay. You notice when you sit down, like, you also see Twerp sitting down and, like, enjoying, like, trying to get a meal from them.
Ah, Top, hello. Morning.
Hello!
This is quite a nice meal they have set up here.
This is how dwarves always eat.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah!
I've really spent a lot of my time around dwarves. Kind of get used to this.
And, they have, one of them has, like, a bell. The people who are cooking, like, they're ringing this large bell. And you notice that everyone starts getting up with their bowls, forks, and their knives, walking over, getting in line, getting, like, a slice of boar, and, getting the rest of their stuff, and their mug of ale, and then sitting back down to where they were sitting before.
Yeah. So, from what I can tell, it looks like breakfast is a very important part of the morning, part of the day for you, all of you. This is quite nice. I could get along with this. Nope. I get up, go over and also get some food stuff. Get some of the boar, and I get a big old chunk for Pseudo Dragon too. Kind of.
Okay.
Yep. I get it in a napkin and I kind of pat it down so it's not gonna like drip all over my shoulder and whatnot. And I hand it up to the Pseudo Dragon once I sit down. They're
Okay.
watching. So, let's see. I guess I just enjoy my meal. Maybe do like some small talk with the dwarves. Maybe see what they plan on doing once they get to Anand. Is there like a maybe not one of the children, but maybe one of the elderly that are there now that seem like they can still converse?
So a lot of them are like, because you came over, a lot of them are speaking Dwarvish.
Oh, hell.
And like some of them are speaking common to you, but a lot of them, like Twerp is speaking Dwarvish to them, and conversing. She's having a good time. And like you see, there's a couple of them like getting refills for their ale from like this one cart that has this giant keg on it.
Yeah.
But so the ones that are talking to you in common, they're some of them are a little bit younger.
I suppose those were the... Like, how young are we talking, like, looks-wise? Because everyone aged so much.
They looked similar to the gnomish kids.
Beforehand or now?
From beforehand.
Beforehand. Alright, so... maybe... Are there any of the ones that might have been, like, the 20s and 30s before? Like, that kind of age difference.
Yeah, some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them speak common. Some of those do, and they kind of like they're like switching between like common and Dwarvish and common and Dwarvish, just to like try to include you.
Right. Well, mainly I would like to kind of converse with them and see what they plan on doing once they end up in Anand. Like, because this might be the first time they've left ever, where they're home. Anything they're looking forward to once they get there.
And a couple of them kind of answer your question. One of them's like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna open up an inn."
Oh.
There's probably tons of inns in Anon.
Well, the collective group will have a decent, chunk of change to probably get that stuff going. My recommendation, being a merchant myself, is to possibly work together in some of those endeavors. Like, you could maybe look to purchase an inn with some of the funds and have some of the people from the town work in there so they have jobs right when they arrive as well. Maybe working together and possibly, if you are looking for imports from around the world.
God damn it.
If you're looking for imports from around the world, I am going to be... I have a trading vessel, possibly having some more pretty soon. I can help supply you with some wares from around the world that maybe they don't even have. And you could become the premier location for certain ales and foods and exotic goods from around the world as well. Something to keep in mind.
I'll be back in 3 hours when Caden's finished negotiating this new contract.
Right? I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, is this the time to take our break?
You might want to open up New World, guys. It's gonna be a while.
See you guys next session.
Hey, look.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, yes, indeed.
What, to keep me here?
Oh.
That is a 7.
A 7. All right.
I have more Far Cry to play.
So the gnomes and dwarves that are talking to you, they just kind of like look over and they're just like, I don't really know you. I don't even know if you've ever been to Anand.
Oh, I haven't. That's fine. I'm just saying that I might have some goods from around the world in the future that I could bring by.
But how reputable are you?
Reputable? Oh, my friend.
I've never heard of you.
Well, I've never heard of
until
you either.
Came to our town.
Sometimes I'm a man that goes by many names. Sometimes I'm not. But I do procure certain items value from here and there. So keep that in mind in the future. I may not have anything, but at least, do you have an idea of what your inn might be? So an idea for an interesting name?
We haven't decided yet.
Right. Well, I look forward to
But-
hearing it.
We will most likely take our money to build a new town
Oh, outside of Anon then.
far, far away from Anon.
Fair. Well, I wish you all the best. I'm sorry this ordeal you had to go through, but just wait. Yeah, the orcs are seeming to be heading towards Anand as it is, so maybe staying there for too long, maybe not even be the best idea, right? So get set up, get stocked, find a new area. Maybe it's probably the best idea. Anyways, thank you so much for the breakfast. This was wonderful. And head back over to my who's the cook? Who made the majority of these? This fine foods.
They kind of just point to the people, the three main pots, that are cooking. There's a dwarf standing on over each one of them, and they just kind of point over there.
All right. I grab my bowl. I bid them adieu. I walk over to the three that are up there, and I just not even be able to speak Dwarvish. I don't know if they speak Dwarvish. I walk up. I hold the bowl out in front of me. I raise my hand, hold the bowl up, point to it, and then put my thumbs up. Just a giant thumbs up. Really good. And then I set the bowl down where all the other stuff gets washed and everything, and then
So there is no washing station.
the bowl just stays.
If you, I'll say with your perception from previously, you notice that a lot of them are just kind of like wiping it down with their shirt and
Okay.
shoving it back into like a cart or a bag or something.
Oh,
like that.
all right. Well, I'll put it back on the table where I was after I did that. I just wanted to compliment the cooks the best way that I knew of. And then I put it back on the table where it was so someone can get a hold of it, and I head back over. And as I'm leaving, let's say maybe 20 minutes if we can. Get everything packed up so we can get on the road. A wonderful breakfast. Thank you. Spread this to the people who can't understand me, please.
So you put it on the table,
Mhm.
and while you're walking away, one of the cooks that you gave a thumbs up on put a giant slab of boar that was left over onto this plate and gave it back to you. He just starts handing it to you while
Oh.
you're walking,
Well, thank you. It's-
and you just see like this biggest grin on his face, like he's glad that you're enjoying his food.
This is wonderful. I take it back over. I get out a wonderful little knife. I chop off a couple pieces. Like slit little slabs and whatnot. I walk over. I offer a plate to Marco. It's one for you, sir. And I go over.
So I'll take it kind of cautiously
Mhm.
and look it over and smell it. Smells okay.
It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
But
It
just-
smells like roasted boar.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, they had
All
a
right, we
quite
can we can call it even. I did try to rip your head off after all.
fair. But they had quite the breakfast over there. It seems like they're still planning on making another town once they get back, once they get to Anon and everything, getting settled down, getting their supplies, possibly leaving and heading out and far away from Anon and making a new town. So that's all the information I was able to glean.
As long as we can get them back to Skitters before the army reaches us.
Right. I told about 20 minutes, I believe, and we should be ready to head out. I go over to the others as well, and I don't know if Grimbold is it, but I give a plate to Jane, or I give like wrapped in like a little cloth. I give Jane a piece of the meat. I give Grimbold some, and I give
Ooh.
Yep. And then I also has the pseudo dragon finished the chunk of meat that I gave the pseudo dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I give another piece to the pseudo dragon as well. And then I guess I've got a little bit of it left. I kind of just wrap it up in a cloth. and
Where is the pseudo dragon currently?
on my shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, the pseudo dragon during this whole thing was been kind of just chilling on my shoulder, was eating and everything, and yeah. I just wrap it up and I kind of put it in my satchel on the side, so I have a lunch.
Okay. 20 minutes goes by from you guys. I guess I don't even know what you guys did in the morning. What did Grimbolt, Marco, and Jane do while Galen was over there?
I pretty much just kept feeding Sheaf, who was like on the top of my shell of my back, just fully sprawled out, legs in every direction.
So if you remember, I got soaked in, troll blood. So I've been brushing out my fur meticulously.
I thought Galen did prestigiate the blah blah blah. Yeah, the spell that
Well,
cleans it.
I still need to brush my fur.
Yeah, you're fully clean, just like anything, like not just the daggum blood, but it, like instant, like poof,
It's
instant
phantom
clean.
stains. You know, when you've just been like covered in honey, but it's been removed, but you still feel sticky even though you don't.
I mean, maybe.
You have seen cats clean their fur, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have indeed.
No, you should reenact it for me, so I understand.
Except I use a brush instead of my tongue.
Okay.
Not like a cat at all.
So you guys finish up whatever you guys are doing there. You cleaning yourself. Grimbolt's doing Grimbolt things. Marco's doing Marco things.
What's
for
that
20
supposed to mean? I'm kidding. Keep going.
Just assume I'm doing
Chef,
something like that.
Chef is gonna be a fat fox soon. I'm just letting you know about how much you're feeding him.
Yeah, he eats too much protein.
And he
I
also-
should be.
He also
Good.
doesn't get exercise because he's always in your shell.
Not in my shell. He's on my shell.
Okay, on your shell. And so he's gonna become like a fox
Fair.
Garfield soon.
Fair. I need to start exercising him. That's a good point.
Okay. So anyway, 20 minutes goes by and you see the dwarves are like packing up their carts and everything like that, and Twerp is bring over a mug of ale with her to you guys. And she's sort of like doing like a zigzag motion.
Are you really drunk already?
Yes, I am.
It's not even 4 a.m., you midget.
Wow, the dwarves make some great mead.
That's Torp as we're walking.
Yeah.
So, Torp, now that you're in
Yeah.
jolly good spirits, while we're walking and everything, what was the lady referring to when she looked at you and mentioned was it the queen?
Make a persuasion check.
Right. I mean, we spent a lot of time together by now. This is what, our 4th quest? Been with us through thick and thin?
I'm not sure if you're actually like, selling yourself on that point, mate.
22.
Okay. Well, it's a long story.
It's a long road.
It's a very long story, and she kind of like, she's still drunk, but like knows her limits of what to talk about.
Well, you can... I mean, I'm not saying trust anyone, but... We have been through quite a bit, Torp. And you've helped saved our lives, too, so... Any details you have to tell us, feel free. Don't feel pressured, though.
She comes up to you and pats you on the back in like a drunkaline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And says, "I'll tell you when you're older."
How old do you think I am?
Not old enough.
How old are you?
Snicker, snicker, snicker.
Are
Too
they-
old for you.
Are they talking loud or?
She's talking loud yet. I don't know how Galen is talking though.
It's normal talking, not like a normal talking voice, not whispering, not trying to be overly loud, just a normal talking voice.
So, Galen, she doesn't want to talk about it, and it's age restricted. Any chance this has to do with her being a concubine?
I have no idea.
And I definitely said it loud enough for drunk Torp to hear.
Let me see if she hears it. Nope.
You know, Galen, I could loosen her tongue a bit.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll get a little bit of information soon.
And while you're walking, like she backs the mug of mead that she had, and then pours it upside down, and like it's empty. Oh, look, a new bottle, and just pulls it out of her pocket.
Hell.
And while she's like walking zigzag in like that drunk fashion side to side, she's pouring, like, popped the cork of this bottle. Like the bottle top's more like of a champagne bottle, so if once you pop the cork, it flies off. And she starts pouring it, and like half goes in the mug, half is on the ground while she's pouring. Some of it gets on her clothes.
Oh dear, Torp. What are we going to do with you?
I don't know, but this stuff is fun. She just continues and walks.
Yep. Mine's
What
mine.
to do with a drunken dwarf?
Gnome.
She's a gnome. She's a halfling gnome mix.
Mhm. Continue along the road unless someone else...
She falls over, she's your problem, Galen.
Why is she my problem?
You're the one taking advantage of her drunk state.
Hey now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna snicker and fall back a little bit.
Just trying to get us information. We continue
Well,
along the road.
So you guys keep walking. All the carts, the couple carts that are left, keep following you. The villagers follow you. You guys have traveled for what, 3 hours, right?
Originally, yes, before I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are still traveling through this forest, and you travel through another, I guess, like walking cycle. So it'd be like a day's worth. You guys are not walking your normal speed, because you are having carts, and you also are on rough terrain.
Leading old people.
Yeah,
Indeed.
so it's taking you a little extra time to get back.
That's understandable. We're not trying to push the old people into the grave.
Yeah.
Didn't we kind of do that already?
No. It was the witch. And the townspeople themselves for taking a bargain.
Who is in behind Twerp, or next to Twerp?
Still
would be
walking
Galen.
pretty close, yeah.
Okay, make a perception check real quick.
Perception check. All right. Is an 8. It's an 8.
Okay, she's in her drunk state. You don't see much after that.
Right.
So it comes to like the 12-hour mark. Are you guys setting up for camp? You can keep going.
No, really no need to push. Are we coming up upon the day that the orcs would have arrived in the village?
Yes.
So
Are
this
we out of their path by now?
Let me check the map.
How far away are we from Skitter's place now?
So you guys are only like a couple hours away from Skitter's.
Oh, we should be well out of the way of the army then.
Right. Couple hours from Skitter's. So
If it's not dark and it's only a couple hours from Skitter's, and we've only been going for 12 hours,
Yeah,
we should be able to make it.
right. Let's go. If we're a couple hours away, we should probably go until we get to Skitter's and we can rest there with everyone.
Because that puts us at 5 p.m.
Right.
6. No, wait. 12 hours. Left at 4, so 4 p.m. Okay.
Right. Yes. Let's continue and slowly get our schedule back to normal as well. But I think getting everyone there, would be the best course of action. You all agree?
Yeah, if we're only a couple hours out, let's push on and get there.
Indeed.
We can nap there.
Let's go.
Okay, you continue. Since Galen is on top of the group there on the front, do a survival check for me.
Yeah. It is a 5.
Okay, so it adds a couple hours to your lovely adventure because you've been following Twerp.
The drunken gnome.
That has been leading you zigzag in circles
Right.
for at least a couple hours, but you eventually make it to Skitter's. So you guys have traveled for about 18 hours straight.
Right.
So I need each one of you to make a con save.
Let's see, that puts us 10 p.m. Okay.
That is a 14.
All right.
All right. Con is 15.
All right. You do not get a point of exhaustion.
All right.
It's what, 10 or under?
Yeah. And then the more hours you stay up, normally the more difficulty it goes up.
Right.
Okay, so you guys eventually reach Skitter's. You do have a drunk twerp still, even though traveling all these hours. She's been drinking this whole time.
Right. I guess we arrive in. Guess I'm towards the front. What time is it when we arrive?
10 p.m.
10 p.m. I guess we approach. I guess it's the guards at the front. Hello. We have arrived. These are the people from. Crap. What was the name of the village? I'm looking at my notes.
Well, Immortal Foolsville.
That could be it. Yes.
Did you write
Drunken
down
village town thing.
Held.
Keld. These are the people from Keld. We're returning from a mission from Skitter. Could we please get a hold of Skitter and get these people settled in for the night? We've been traveling for a long time.
The orc that normally is at the front desk is fast asleep.
Right.
He's like face down, drooling on the table.
Grimbolt, would you do the honors, please?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm tired. I want to get this over with.
All right. How are you going to wake him up?
He's already in the process.
Okay. And he wakes up and he's like, what? Oh, it's you guys.
Hello, we have returned with the people of Keld. Is Skitter awake around? 10 p.m. is quite early to be going to bed.
Be surprised if he wasn't awake by now.
Indeed. We have returned, and these people desperately needing to find a good place to sleep around here. I prefer to talk about all the details in the morning, but can we at least let Skitter know that we're here?
Some of these people could use some assisted living.
So he looks at Twerp. It's like, Twerp? What is wrong with you?
She's drunk off her ass.
Oh boy.
We've been traveling with dwarves all day. Take a guess what happened.
This is bad. I'm not responsible for this. He like kind of points at all of you.
Oh no, we're not responsible for this either.
Exactly.
We were not listed with babysitting duty. I'm pretty sure that was Twerp.
Yeah, she doesn't come with a disclaimer, avoid alcohol.
So he's like rubbing his head at this point. It's like, oh god, this is awful.
This gets getter, then you don't have to deal with it.
And he walks in. It's maybe like 10 minutes. You guys wait around. You guys do want to do anything for that 10 minutes?
I'm gonna sit in the fence and close my eyes.
Okay.
I'm going to sit down over next to on a table, like just a table that's right there. Pull out a journal. And just in case, I'm going to write down from memory that book that I saw that was in the guild hall or wherever it was, in the office, that had the deed to the town and everything. Write it down and make an exact copy, forgery, just in case. Put it in my pack if I can. Do I have to do some kind of...
Okay.
Okay, so Marco's just gonna straight up pass out as soon as he laid against the fence.
Okay. So you're trying to copy this book. So I'm gonna say, would this be?
Oh, he's trying to copy what
basically
he saw
the
her...
deed.
Right.
So,
So, yeah,
basically
so
the deed part is what I'm trying to copy.
So I'm gonna say, do a history check for me.
History? Okay. Seven.
Okay, so you don't remember most of the stuff on that deed. So make a performance check.
$23.
So even though you kind of remember what a deed looks like, it's a very generic deed. So you make this piece of paper as a deed that, you've probably seen in the past, that, all deeds kind of like have this like town name, some special upscale writing, and then like a line block at the bottom for who owns it.
Right.
But that's all what you can like really remember.
That's fine. I'm
And,
not trying to make a, like an exact copy of it. I'm just want to make a document that looks fairly official.
Okay.
Right. So I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just holding on to it just in case. I put it in my pack.
It definitely looks official to you. So
wonderful. And then we wait for Skitter.
The town away again.
What's that?
Nothing.
All right, Grimbolt, what is your perception check for?
That was just for something else.
Okay.
To be determined.
Okay. So you guys wait around for this 10 minutes, and Skitter finally walks out. He's like, you guys are a little bit late. Don't I say myself?
Well, we're traveling with some much older people than what we expected. Points behind.
Also, our guide may or may not have been drunk.
Who's drunk?
Just point towards Torp.
Yeah, points at twerp.
And he just, you see his face turn into like that dad death glare directly at Twerp. And he's like, Twerp, we talked about this. No drinking with the dwarves. Remember what happened last time? And like she's like, it was great, and like so like happy and drunk. And she pulls out another bottle of mead and like hands it to Skitter. Look, I got one for you. Skitter's like, well, we will sober her up quickly. And he kind of like snaps his fingers, and a nice elf woman comes out, nice and gown, takes Twerp inside. And Skitter's like, all right, we got business.
Yes, indeed. We can take care of some of this in the morning, but like at least the information we took care of. They are ready to hand over the town and stuff to you. The leader's name is Gwen. She, Gwen Ha is her name, so she can transfer the documents and everything over to you. Most likely take care of most of this in the morning because everyone is extremely tired, including probably you. But they are much older. Whatever deal they were dealing with this creature in the forest that kept them wanting to stay there, there was a lot of things we weren't filled in on, but we handled the situation. So.
He kind of nods. Says, all right, we'll finish this in the morning.
Indeed.
Would you like to stay inside, or would you like to sleep out here?
How big is the building?
From the outside, it looks like one of those like old southern homes that are. It's like you can turn into like an Airbnb, like Airbnb, like a bed and breakfast kind of like place.
How many rooms are available?
There's quite a few that we got some empty.
All right, well, I wouldn't mind it. Nice, secure place to go to sleep. What do y'all think?
Good fireplace, nice nap. Yeah, I'm up.
Let's go. It's a wonderful idea.
Works for me.
And he's like, pull your cart in the back. If you don't mind, it's not going to fit through the door.
Cart? We don't have a cart.
That's right, you don't have a cart.
Jesus.
That's my cart.
What is it with you in the cart for the last like 6 sessions?
That's my cart, not your cart. And like you see a cart behind you just roll up.
Oh, how convenient.
I am going to somehow create a spectral cart that we can have with us. I gotta figure this out.
I keep forgetting you guys lost the.
We didn't lose it. We left it.
Yeah, you guys ditched the cart in the
We
middle.
didn't
of the
have a
forest.
need for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never needed the cart. We needed it as a disguise only.
Yeah.
And-
Bring your cart inside.
And he's like, "Oh, all right, let's go inside."
And we go inside.
Gasp.
What do we see?
Okay, so you walk in and like it looks like a standard house. It's all made out of wood. It's a nice layout. Going straight ahead leads straight into the kitchen. You can see down the hallway. There's a couple doors here and there down that hallway. On to your right, there is a big living room. On your left, there is a dining room that spreads the whole distance of the house. And then off to the side next to the hallway, there is steps that go up. And then there's also on your right another set of stairs going downwards.
Right. Those. I guess I will get ready to go to bed, I suppose. Skidder, where can you point us to our rooms, or someone who can point us to rooms and stuff? We are exhausted.
Yeah. And he's like kind of like out of it. He's like, it's nighttime. He's like, I'll take you to your rooms. And he kind of like walks up the stairs, going upwards.
Right.
Now, the upstairs is, you notice that the rooms are a lot. There's a small hallway that you go turn. It's like you got like maybe like one person can stand at the top of the stairs, and then you turn to your right, and then you turn to your right again, and like there's a hallway there, and you just see there are rooms on each side. And some of them are closed, some of them are opened. All made out of wood, like the typical, just like not even painted wood.
All right.
And he's like, looks like we only got 2 rooms open. So do you all want to share one room, or do you want to...
Let's see. Probably 2? Both of them? Maybe? I'll room with Jane.
Sure, I don't mind.
All right.
On the floor.
Wonderful. You know what?
Rug by the fire works for me just as well as a bed.
Indeed. Are they single bedrooms?
Yeah, there's like so walking into one of these rooms, it is like, there's a bunk bed set up.
So the bunk beds are 2 bed there, then.
Yeah, so the top one is like a lot smaller than the bottom one. Like the bottom one can fit like a human-sized person. The top one can fit like more like a door for a gnome who's shorter.
Okay.
And you see there's like a small writing desk. There is like a very badly made rug in the middle of the room. There's a window, and that's it. That's all that's in this room.
All right, well, Grimbolt, would you like to room in here as well? You can have the bed.
Seems acceptable.
All right. I'll just bust out my mat and like lay on the floor.
Okay.
Well, good night, Marco.
So, at this point, you realize nobody followed you inside.
Did they?
I did.
I take it you forgot that Marco passed out against the fence.
I look around and Marco's not there. Well,
So he's sleeping outside.
fair. All right, well, I guess 2 rooms and I suppose. Hell.
You snooze, you lose.
Indeed.
Well, one of you can take a bed, and I'll take the floor, and one of you can take the other room. It really doesn't bother me.
All right.
There's only 3 of you.
Yeah, I suppose, I mean, if you want to sleep here, I'll just go to the other room. Be fine. I guess good night, you two.
Good night.
Go to the other room.
Okay. Marco, make a perception check for me.
Uh-oh. You realize I'm asleep, right?
He's
Yes.
asleep. He gets disadvantage on that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he gets disadvantage on this.
Well,
How?
Such a disadvantage.
All the times for him to
Take
roll
your
high.
wow.
So even with Marco's deep sleep, he is able to wake up and notices like throughout the night, you have these random people on horses or wolves come up to the table, talk to the orc, and then they whatever they do business or like they exchange gold or paperwork, whatever they have, and you see him just ride back out. And you see this like at least like 30 times during the night.
different people?
Of different people, yes. Like they are all different people. It's not even the single same person. Or the same person at least twice. It's everyone is different.
Busy place.
But besides that, you still get your long rest in. So your long rest, are you guys taking watch inside the room, or are you just guys going straight to sleep?
Straight to sleep.
Pretty straight to sleep, yes.
We're in skitters. We don't need a watch.
Okay. So are you guys doing anything before you go to sleep?
Giving the pseudo dragon the remains of the roast. A little bit that was there.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
That's it. That is an 11.
Okay. So the pseudo dragon takes the piece of meat. Nibbles on it a little bit. Anyone else doing anything else?
Nope.
And just, patting out the rug, and make it nice and soft,
Okay.
and then curling up and laying down for sleep.
Okay. You guys have a good sleep. Something you haven't had in a long time. I mean, a long time has probably only been like a month, but
We'll
you guys-
sleep till like dawn.
Yeah. So you
Indeed.
guys sleep till, let's see, 8 hours is from 10, right?
10 a.m.
Well, 8 hours from 10. You said 10 p.m. is
Hold
when
on.
you arrived?
At 10 p.m.
Yeah. So that would be
6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
That
You started
works.
6? Isn't it 4?
You said 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
2 is 12, leaving 6. Makes 6 p.m. or
Okay.
6 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, so 6 a.m. You guys got your nice long rest in. Marco wakes up on a fence.
So when I wake up, do I see anything interesting like a river nearby or any sort of like interesting looking woods or anything that's like out of the ordinary as far as interesting scenery?
Besides of like the normal forest around Skitter's house with the dirt road, no, nothing really stands out to you.
So I'm just gonna yawn and set Sheaf down, and we're just gonna wander off into the woods upon waking up for a walk.
Okay.
Hold on, let me do this. for an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it's 40 minutes in and then 40 minutes coming back.
Okay. While that is happening with Marco, what is the rest of you doing for the next hour and 20 minutes?
Tempting to wake up and go downstairs and see if there's any breakfast being made.
There is some people making breakfast.
Right.
I'm gonna oversleep by an hour.
Okay. What is Grimbolt doing?
I've probably already been downstairs.
Okay.
Probably just sitting in a corner.
Okay. So, Grimbolt and Grimbolt and Galen, you guys are downstairs and you see like the hustle and bustle of breakfast. You see there's people in the kitchen cooking, and like some are elves, some are dwarves, some are gnomes. They all have their like own specialty of what they like to eat in the morning. Elves normally with like the fruits and veggies. The gnomes kind of like dabble between the two, and the dwarves are cooking meat, of course.
Saunter over to Grimbold and be like, so you wonder if this is some kind of like continental breakfast or something? It's in, have like a spread. Wonder what,
I find that the workings of cities don't usually agree with me. I'm just here to observe.
Fair. I'm gonna get some pancakes or something.
What is a pancake?
Think of like a form of bread, and then you put sweet stuff on top of it. Maybe with some fruit or something. It's quite good.
I'd like to try one of these pancakes.
See if they've got these. Go up to the bar, I guess. Is it a bar? Like,
So think of it like a family dinner where the kitchen has a swing door, and it's a big long table.
I see.
Kind of like a family Thanksgiving style, where like the door, people bring out the food and put it on the table.
I see. So
And there's and at this table, there's like multiple people. Like you got the elves, you got the dwarves, you got the gnomes.
right. I walk up. I try to speak to someone. Does anyone around here speak common? Anyone speak common?
And they all kind of like everyone who's at the table, kind of like looks at you.
Oh, don't mean to bother your breakfast or anything, but have you heard of a delicacy called pancakes? They serve those here.
And the elves kind of just go back to eating their meal, and the dwarves keep eating their meal that's in front of them, and the gnomes are like, might want to ask the half elves
Half-elves.
or halflings. They tend to go for that kind of stuff.
Racist.
Are there any around?
I think there's a couple in the kitchen.
Guess I walk up to the kitchen. I kind of look in the door, and I ask, I guess, to some of the nearby cooks, can I get an order of pancakes?
Make a acrobatics check for me.
Acrobatics. Oh gosh. That is a 6.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage by getting slammed in the face with the door.
Ouch.
It is a swinging door that goes both ways.
That hurt. Pancakes, do you have them?
And when you come up and you're like rubbing your face, slightly in pain, you notice that there's elves, dwarves, half elves, halflings, all like carrying like tons of platters, just coming out, throwing it on the table, and you found like there's boar, there's chicken, there's there's mixed vegetables. There's some vegetables are just like own in their own plate, either grilled or non-grilled. There's also fruits that are grilled or non-grilled. Some of them are mixed. You also find that there's like oatmeal. There's you find your pancakes. You found French toast. You find crepes. You find like jelly. You find like toast breads. You find mugs of ale or pitchers of wine. There's also like some people will have like orange juice and apple juice.
I grab 2 plates. About 3 pancakes on each of them, stacked on top of each other. I get a little bit of syrup. Along the side, I actually grab a small container of syrup. I imagine there's multiple little things sitting there.
Well, there's like one giant.
One
like,
giant one? All right. I put some over top of both of the pancakes. I also get a little bit of butter. I put that over to the side, along with very different like maybe some blueberries and strawberries on the side as well. And I bring it over to Grimbolt and set it down in front of him. For a moment, I thought that was going to be Galen's quest for pancakes for the next 2 hours.
And I'm hungry, thanks.
Here you go, my friend. This is pancakes. You have some options along the side to put along the top, and there's some syrup and everything, and got some utensils for you as well. Enjoy.
Not gonna lie, I just go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, yours is relevant to the actual story. Go ahead.
I was just going along lines of, I see all of these particular types of plate things that he's put on the side, then put them all on top of one of them, and cram it underneath my mask.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's about what I was going to do anyways. I just got things, and, yeah, so I do the same thing. I cut it a little bit and eat, just devour my meal.
I quite enjoy these pancakes.
I do too. They are one of the better parts of morning, I believe.
I saw you scribbling something yesterday. What was that?
That was a just in case measure, in case some documents were forgotten for the paperwork for the transfer of the ownership of the town and everything. Nothing official, but possibly they would hold up under official stuff if it needed to, in case for some reason they left in too much of a hurry to grab everything they needed.
Well, as he says that, I reach into my robe and pull out that exact document that we altered slightly before out from underneath my robes, put it on the table, and slide it over to Galen.
That's what I'm talking about. Good call.
I was not involved in the fire.
Neither was I. Wink.
So, you enjoy your pancakes. Marco, what are you doing on this walk?
Before that happens, I just imagine both of them sitting there, and there's breakfast with Grimbolt. And then it's like a TV show. Okay, continue.
So I'm just literally just walking through the woods looking for anything interesting, whether it's an odd like plant or like, now when I say plant, we're talking about Marco, so it's like an odd spice plant growing in the forest, or an odd creature that could be harvested for meat or things like that.
Okay, do a perception check for me.
I'm using up all of my good throws.
Yep, apparently so. Okay, so looking around the forest on your journey around, you find quite a few spices here and there.
I'm definitely going to pick those and refill my spice pouch.
Get those peppercorns.
You find ginger, you find curry, you find fennel.
Dang.
You find some basil that grows there. You find some oregano.
So, do I find any creatures, whether it's deer or boar or anything exotic?
Like how exotic are you looking for? Are you looking like
I don't know, just anything I might stumble across. I'm not like full on hunting, like being
Okay.
super stealthy. It's
Okay.
just a casual walk in the woods, and if I see something interesting, like a boar or something that would be aggressive if I attacked it, I might attack it.
Okay, so you do find a boar. You find there's a couple deer. You once in a while find like a wolf running around. There's a couple birds, like robins and pigeons.
So, is this like a good sized boar?
It looks fairly young.
Okay. So I'm gonna pick a fight with the boar, but before I do that, I'm gonna give myself vigilant blessing in case this turns into an actual fight. And I'm gonna take one look at the boar, and I'm just gonna charge at it and attempt to push it into a grapple.
Okay, make an attack roll.
We doing the grapple or an attack roll?
You're charging at it, so technically you're trying to grapple. I guess you could do the grapple. So you're doing the grapple. Okay, we'll do the grapple.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is get it in a grapple.
Okay, we'll do a grapple.
Well, in that case, at least we didn't have to grapple out pancakes.
So it's a strength check.
20.
Okay, you are able to get this out of a grapple.
All right, so is this going to be an actual like initiative roll to see who goes first, or is it? How do you want to do this?
What is your dex?
You had to say Dex, didn't you? Oh, 6.
Okay. Or will go first, and it will attack you as with a 13.
Miss.
Okay, your turn.
So, holding this thing by the sides of its head, I'm gonna dig my claws like behind its ears into kind of the back of its head.
Okay.
And 4 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna take my head back and slam it into the boar's skull.
Okay.
$11. Dang it.
Hits.
Oh, I was not expecting. Oh, that is a young boar. Okay.
Please note that no actual boars were harmed during the making of this video.
That is a lie.
It is dead.
All right. So I'm going to gut the boar right there, and then once I finish doing that, I'm going to sling it over my shoulder and start hauling it back.
Okay.
So that probably adds an extra like 20 minutes to my trip.
Not really. Like a fight is pretty easy to do. It's like each round is 6 seconds. It only takes you a few seconds to kill a boar.
There. All right.
All right.
So we woke up at 6? I'd be getting back around 7:30.
Yeah. So with the last 20 minutes after Jane overslept, what is Jane doing when he wakes up?
I'm gonna go get something to eat.
Okay. You come down at this time and like the table is full of food. Like probably everything you imagine. But you know this definitely during breakfast that like anything you ever wanted for breakfast is probably on that table.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a plate and go get some fish and a couple extra goodies and a couple of onions because you gotta have your greens and have some breakfast.
Okay. And then we'll go back to Galen and Grimbolt for the last 20 minutes before Marco returns.
Just continue eating my pancakes, mulling over, looking through the document that provided, attempting to think how to proceed afterwards, after this is all taken care of. Grimbolt and I have a mission. Figure out how we're going to do that. Think of some things to ask Skitter.
I'm just playing with another pancake.
That's right.
Are you folding it up, like rolling it up?
I'm prodding it, I'm poking it. I am pretty much using any scientific that I can use at my disposal right now to really analyze the details of this pancake.
It's
Okay.
quite the enigma, isn't it, Grimbolt?
It's fluffy.
Indeed. Like fluffy things.
I wonder why it is fluffy. And indeed not just flat.
That's mysteries of the world right there.
Mysteries need to be solved.
Agree. Unsolved mysteries.
Did you drop the set out of your ring when you said solve?
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like you knocked something big over when you said solve.
No, I just thumped the table.
It rattled my table.
Your table.
Now, there's something else we can Grimbolt, don't be surprised, but there's another form of pancakes we can investigate too. We might do that another day. It's called a waffle.
They're on the table too.
I know. I don't want to overdo on sugar for Grimbolt. I don't know if he eats a lot of sugar at one point, so I don't want to... we don't need an overexcitable Grimbolt before negotiations, do we?
That actually might be the most smartest thing I've ever heard you say. Yes, let's give the unknown thing with access to death powers the guy.
A sugar high, yep. And then a sugar low afterwards. So we're going to take things in moderation, and maybe next time we have breakfast, we can have what we call waffles.
I swear I'm not eating a waffle right now.
And I'm totally not heating up my oven to make pizza.
So that's the 20 minutes. They just discuss the intricacies of pancakes, and yeah.
Okay. With that, Marco comes back with a board.
So I'm gonna stride right up to the what is it, an orc at the front?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stride up to the orc. So you have a kitchen that I can go use for a moment?
Yeah, it's in the doorway. Didn't you see it?
Nope, I haven't gone inside the building yet.
Oh, go inside.
All right, I'm gonna head inside and look for the kitchen.
It's like straight ahead. You can definitely see it
Alright.
from the door.
And I'm gonna head straight into the kitchen.
Okay.
And if I see I don't know if it passes through where everybody's eating or not, but
No, that's off to the side. So that's-
okay, cool. I'm gonna go straight into the kitchen. So who's the head person in charge in here?
And you kind of see like the little stations are like there is an elf with their own preparation station. There's a gnome with their own station. There's a halfling with their own station. There's a half elf with their own station. So like there's not like really a head chef. There's like they make different meals for.
So do I see any empty stations where I can work?
There's a little bit of open space on the counter.
Now, is this a counter where it's safe for me to be butchering a boar?
Not really.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk up to. Is there any like dwarves that are like working with meat or anything?
Yeah, there's a dwarf that's cooking.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to the dwarf. Is there anywhere that I can butcher this boar around here?
Did you put it down at this point?
No, it's still over my shoulder.
Oh, okay. He looks at it and he's like, and Dorvish, he says, I can
Yeah, the first
butcher
time I
it
spoke
for you.
with him, the first time I spoke with him, it was in Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. And I tell you what, how about we go 50-50 on it then, and I'll give you half of whatever you get out of it.
Fine with me.
All right, that works for me. How long do you think it'll take you?
Uh, 3 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna set it down and then go find some. So there's somewhere I can go wash up and motion to some of the blood that dripped down my right side where I had it slung over.
He points to the direction you came from, and then like kind of like points off the side.
All right, I'm gonna go head over and wash the blood off of me.
There's like a washroom there, basically.
Yeah.
You guys have seen Sonic, right?
Yeah.
fast.
No.
Like
The new
Sonic the cartoon, yes, back in the
Yeah.
day.
Are
Recent
you
movie.
talking? No, I did not watch it.
No.
I really recommend it. It's actually really good. There's a particular scene in there where Robotnik walks up to military guys and goes, "Who's in charge here?" And then as soon as he tries to respond, he just chimes in going, "Wrong!" Just makes it all about himself.
I'm gonna have to watch it then because I was avoiding it because it seemed.
It's worth it. It is worth
Okay.
it.
Sweet. I'll have to watch that then. All right. So once I wash up, I'm gonna head back in there to collect.
Okay, so you wash up and you see the boar is completely done. Like you see that like he's putting away his knife, and the knife is on his belt. Like, have you ever been to like what's those places that cook in front of you?
Oh,
Hibachi. Yeah, so it's like one of those like really nice knives that are very sharp.
That would explain how he did it so fast.
And like he kind of like puts it back into his belt, and he weighs the meat like, on total, and then he starts splitting it in half, and then weighs it one half again, evens it out, cuts a slight little sliver off another piece, and places it off the side, and then just takes the piece that is on the scale and just puts it off to the side on a different pile. And then starts cooking the one of the piles. The one that he put a slight sliver on.
Okay. So how much did I end up getting out of this, as far as pounds of boar meat?
Let's see. A boar is medium.
Because it was a young boar, and I'm only getting half of it, so I know it's not going to be a lot.
So you get about about 80 pounds.
That's plenty. That was half of a young one.
Yeah, it's half of a young one.
Whew.
Boars are big and heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they go between 160 pounds to 220. And that's the European versions too.
Which are the smaller ones.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So
I'll collect that, and I'll head on out and start looking for everybody else.
make a quick perception check.
Nine.
You do not see them inside the house. You just walk out straight out the front door.
All right, I'm gonna walk outside and rest against the fence that I originally laid down against, and I'll just wait. Sooner or later, they're gonna. This is about the only way I see people coming and going. So
Yeah. So we'll go back to Yellen, Grimbold, and Jane, who is eating in the dining room.
Well, I'm all done for breakfast and go outside and meet up with everyone.
Yeah, after, some pleasant conversations with, people around us and everything, and in eating a casual breakfast, so and then going outside and seeing what's next.
Okay, so you guys go up outside. Scrimbolt going.
Have I finished my panned cakes?
How fast can you eat?
I got no idea.
With you playing with them and Mark, you're doing this, you probably only finished about half.
Then I shall continue to eat my panned cakes.
Okay. So Galen, Marco, and Jane are now outside. Right? I think you guys both went outside.
Yep, I'm just laying
believe
against the
so.
fence waiting for everybody to show up.
So, Galen, you walk outside and you see Marco just standing next to a fence.
Well, good morning.
Did you have a good breakfast?
Sorry, I'm not laughing at what you guys are saying. Oh my god, guys, this.
That's why you should watch it.
Continue.
The question was for you.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear it. What was the question?
Did you have a nice breakfast?
Yes, I did. And I pat my backpack, not saying what I actually got. Let's just say I restocked quite a bit on my morning walk.
Oh, we didn't see you at the table.
Nope. I went for a stroll in the woods because Sheep is putting on a few pounds.
I would choose that moment.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do with your sheep? Put on, put some pounds on them?
I'll take this moment to walk outside with a rolled up pancake.
Jane, it's a sheaf with an F, not a P. I take it I got no reply from Jane.
You did not. Although he does have a big grin on his face.
Oh, Jane.
Yeah.
I'm just looking confused for a moment. And then I stopped paying attention.
Sir, what are we all standing around for?
I think we need to, wait, is Galen around yet?
Yes, I asked you how your breakfast was.
Okay, it was you. Okay. So we need to find Skitter and get our last task out of the way.
Indeed. Possibly go to that
Oh,
front
yeah,
entrance
I am
again and try to get a hold to him and get our payment. Figure out the details of what we need to do next.
I am curious as to what he's going to have you guys do next.
Well, we won't find out by standing around here. Does anyone know which direction he would have gone? Good conversation. Thank you.
So I just raised my voice. Skitter! After a few moments, I repeat it.
Do you know the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing repeatedly, expecting different results.
No, he should be able to hear us.
I'm going to the front gate, like the little ogre that's there, or the orc, who was. And, can you get Skitterforce again? Time to discuss some business.
Yeah. And he's got like his cup of joe in his hand. And like very tired. Just walks into the house, sipping his coffee.
Nope, there we go.
And a couple minutes later, you find a small halfling gnome come out, and Skitter also come out. And that small halfling gnome is holding her head with a ice pack, like a bag of ice,
Hmm.
on her forehead.
Bet you regret that drink yesterday.
And
I'm going to look over at them and just scream at the top of my lungs, "Good morning, twerp!"
she's like, ah! And like they walk down past the gate. Skitter's like, well, it's a great chipper morning for you.
Indeed. Seems like, from what I can tell, it looks like all the villagers settled in. They're going to be ready to probably head out pretty soon. We, got everything cleared as, we have this as well. Maybe we should probably go try to get Gwen. Whenever you're ready to discuss the details with him, for the signing of the papers and everything, I imagine you want to facilitate that.
I guess I should, since I have to sign it for my purpose.
Indeed. But,
Yes.
we want to... What's that?
Yes, he does.
Once that's done, I guess we can talk about payment, and we're kind of curious to see what the next task is going to be after this is done.
Oh yeah, the next task has to be a fun one.
Well, let's see. Does it involve any demons or anything?
I don't think it should.
The past two have.
Oh, just my luck, or your luck.
Indeed. Well, let's see. I suppose we should go over and try to find Gwen.
Gwen. All right.
She was the supposed leader of their group, and it was quite hard just even tracking down who their leader was. Apparently it changes a lot. Oh, and your friend, Jagus? It's quite useless.
Well, I could have told you that,
You could have. Why didn't you?
because it was way funnier.
Oh, hell. Well, we definitely, yes. We walked in on him and his lady friend, and it was quite hilarious.
Oh, you walked on the princess.
Well,
How'd she look?
with the princess.
And he's got like a grin on his face.
Oh, dear. Huh.
She has big kajubblies.
I think I'm the only one that saw anything, wasn't I?
Yeah, you're the only.
Do believe that part was not told to us. Interesting. Things make a little bit more sense now. Looks over at Twerp.
She's just looking down in pain, like her eyes closed.
That's right. Well, let's see. Oh, is the princess older, like Jagus and the princess?
They were probably in their 30s.
I mean, but did they end up aging as being part of did the blood pact too?
No.
They didn't. Okay. Curious about that.
So are any of them around at the moment?
Quinha.
Any of the villagers?
Quinha's around.
As in, like, with us or over?
Your chefs that were cooking the other day at right now.
Why would you like to know?
I am a chef myself, and I would like to pay my respects.
Are they dead?
Not dead.
Why are we
Over by
paying
the
him?
cart.
Not those kind of respects, Marco. Or not Marco, Grimbolt.
Marco's just waking up. I have to give him at least a little bit of leeway here. Well, but
Bite
maybe
me. Where are they, Quinn?
do you, should we do the negotiations for this first, or respects to the?
I'll let you guys negotiate, and I'll go take care of this.
All right, all right. Well, you can point him in the right direction, Gwen. We can go take care of all the paperwork and whatnot. Get you your dividends in the town passed over and all that.
All right. Oh, let's see the deed. And Skitter kind of just waits for the deed
Yeah, I'm
And-
going to take off in search of the cooks.
and waits for Quinta to pull out the deed.
What was that? Sorry, you waiting for Quinn to pull out the deed?
Yeah. And she's just great sigh and says, I think we lost it in the fire.
Nope. Everything's fine. It's right here. Produces the book. The correct book that Grimbolt gave Galen.
She just looks at you in just a very disappointed look that you stole from her.
I saved it from the fire.
Well, Skitter, looks like you have some thieves among you. But a deal is a deal. And she walks up to the table and you pulled it out, right?
What, the book? Yeah.
Yeah.
Handed
Yeah,
it to her. I
yeah,
didn't hand it to Skitter. I handed it to her.
While she's walking by to the table, she just grabs it from your hand, doesn't even look at you.
Oh, that's fine.
And she says, Skitter, better write that contract. Skitter just out of his vest, his tunic vest, just pulls out this letter, a nice envelope, nice white parchment envelope. Opens it up. It's got this nice parchment paper inside, and lays it on the table, all nice and neat. It says, I made it last night, he says. She just reads it over and she's like, all right, safe, transportation, 100,000 gold. All right, seems like it's in order. It's only like a 1-page document he hands her. And she signs the deed and also signs the contract. And Skitter comes over, signs the deed, signs the contract. And she takes the piece of paper, the contract, and he takes the deed. He gives her the nice little envelope that he had. And Skitter puts the deed inside his tunic, where he had that contract before. And she also just kind of like tucks it in her tunic, armor spot. And so they shake hands. And she's like, all right, so when's the delivery of the gold? He's like, when do you want it? And he's like, you could definitely know there's like a happiness to his voice now. And she says, when we reach Anand. He kind of nods and turns to you guys. says, this has been done. This task has been completed.
Truly, they marvel about your observation skills.
So at this point, he whispers in Dorvish to Gwynha after he turns to you guys, and he whispers something. I think Marco's the only one who speaks Dorvish.
What about Jane?
And Jane?
Jane does not speak Dwarvish, no.
Okay, so just me, and I already walked away to find the cooks.
Yep, you did. Okay, so you guys hear mumbling. That's all you
Which-
hear.
For anybody who noticed Marco walking away, you might have noticed he was walking abnormally slow.
What
That's all
did
I'm
you
gonna
say?
When Marco walked away?
No. This is what
Or-
Jane is saying.
Oh,
Mumble.
okay.
You mumble.
Yeah, we're talking about the important things. I'm kidding, you're good.
Wow.
Okay, so with that, we will go to Marco. Marco, you walk over to the cooks that you find by the cart, and they are dwarves.
So, were you the ones who cooked that meal on our way here? The breakfast that day?
And you notice that like they are drinking in the morning from their keg, and they're like, yeah.
So, that roast boar you made was absolutely amazing.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't happen to have a couple of bottles of that mead that Twarp got absolutely wasted on, do you? That you'd be willing to part with?
For some gold, I will.
What about for, say, 49 pounds of boar meat?
49 pounds, eh? He kind of just looks over behind the keg. I guess I could put some meat in here. How many bottles you looking for?
2 or 3. 3 if you part with them for that price.
And he goes behind the keg and grabs 3 bottles. Holding all 3 between his fingers. And just holds them out. Not even putting down his mug of ale from the keg. And he says, here you go.
All right. And then I'm going to take my backpack off completely and start pulling out 49 pounds of the boar meat and setting it on the table.
Okay. Well, they're on the cart, not by the table.
Or the cart, whatever he's got to set it on.
Okay. So he kind of like takes, the moment, gets up and grabs the boar meat so it doesn't touch the ground, and starts, and the 2 other cooks start, helping him wrap it up. And they start throwing it into the, put salt and everything on it, just throw it in the back of the cart where the rest of the meat is.
So is there any specific name to these bottles of mead?
Nope. They are a unlabeled bottle of mead.
All right. So I'll label them dwarven mead then.
No, leave them unlabeled for the fun factor later when you're trying to find a potion and just gulping it down instead.
No, I meant in my inventory.
No, there's no label for this. It's literally an unlabeled bottle of mead.
Meadvana.
All right. All right. And with that, I'm going to turn and head back to the group.
He can use them in his time of mead.
Oh my god.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
That hurt on so many levels, you have no idea.
Oh, be glad you weren't around for the Far Cry game then.
Whoever was around when Twerp came out, need you to make a perception check.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still around out front.
Make puns like that, you won't be around for long.
22.
Oh. 16.
Okay. So, with that, you notice that she has something in a chain, kind of like wrapped around an object with a bluish carved stone in the center. It's like a gold, looks like slight wings off to the side. And she has it like dangling around her neck. And like when she looks down, because her head hurts, she like with her other hand like grasps it. And the object you look at
Did you find something to ward off that hangover?
is that object.
A scarab.
Dun dun dun. Hello, important plot device.
This was Twerp that has that around her.
Yeah, it is Twerp.
So, Twerp. How does she have a... What?
She kind of like looks up a little bit and says, "Yes."
Sorry about your head. That must be horrible. And that's quite a lovely necklace you have there. Does it have any kind of significance to you?
The old woman in the cavern didn't pack it away.
So you just acquired it. You didn't get it through any other kind of heirloom, hand-me-down, or anything.
Nope, found it in that cavern we were in.
Just sitting on the table, wasn't it?
Yep.
And that, what did we? That matched. It's like a statue. I know it was in the. Crap, what was it? The Dwarven Vault, right?
Wait, you saw a statue of it?
No, I'm not talking as me. I'm not talking as my character. I'm talking like with the only other person that would know would be Marco.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking as your character.
No. I would be doing the voice. It's. I think, if I remember correctly, we saw stuff like that was in Vault, like Dwarven Vault
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, that original first vault.
Yeah, that would
There was-
be like an outline of what you saw before.
Yeah, there was a scarab type artifact missing.
And that would be what it is. That might fit in it. Looking back, did it... So it looked like it would piece in? Was it a statue that thing was missing out of? So it was an actual statue.
No. So like it on the pedestal, it
Mhm.
was sitting on like this metal piece in the middle,
Mhm.
and the artwork in the front. It was just sitting on like the ledge. There was no like indent or anything. It was just a dust collected around that made this shape. So if you picked up an object, you can definitely tell there was a shape there.
Retake that pedestal.
The pedestal was probably as big as Marco.
Never mind.
But-
We did not take that pedestal. Well, Marco isn't here right now, is he? Or did he?
He's walking back.
Walking back. All right. Well, I take note of that. So I'm the only one that was there. That was here. Remember the shape and just kind of tuck that away in my brain for a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Waiting for Marco to pop up. I guess it looks like the paperwork's done between.
Yep.
Quinn.
So you do that, and Skitter kind of like turns and like, oh, all right. So business between us two.
Indeed. Payment for the wonderful services we've provided so far.
And what was our agreement?
I think the running thing has been 100 gold each, hasn't it? Know what we?
I don't know.
Better come up with something, or Skitter's gonna scam the crap out of you.
Out of me?
Let's see.
Well, if we don't remember, Holland doesn't have to tell us.
I'm working for my usual salary here, so
Because I'm pretty sure I didn't mark it down, and I don't think anybody else really takes many notes.
Nope. I don't think you guys actually wrote it down.
No, we wrote down the deal that Skitter made with them, but not.
Mm-hmm.
So this is on people there to negotiate our payment.
Oh, right. I believe the going rate so far has been 100 gold each for each mission.
He kind of looks around like, all right. And like from his waist pulls off 2 pouches and throws them at him.
All right, thank you. Catches them.
So, you ready for your last task with me?
Sure. I believe I see Marco walking towards. Wait for that. For him to get over here. Be a moment. While
Okay.
discussing.
So, Marco, you definitely on your way over, just grab that bag from the fence.
Okay.
And just head on over to the rest of them.
All right, I'll just walk up and stand behind the group as if I was never gone.
Okay. Okay, so you reach the back behind the group.
All right. Show us what you've got, Skitter.
Consists of obtaining an item.
Half of the
There.
cost so far.
Yes. As you know, I am a collector and a trader of many things.
I do indeed.
As
am I
Jane over
myself.
there knows.
all too well. I know I've carried enough of them for you.
Skitter, I swear, if we run into another demon that screws with my head, I'm gonna be having rat for supper.
He looks around and he's like, there's no rat folk here.
Sorry, proving a point. Go on.
Well, as Jane would probably hear the stories, this is close dear to my heart task.
So it's valuable.
It is the location of this object has been in, we'll say, a tomb. And I have sent many to be able to claim this object, but none have survived.
Quite unfortunate.
So
That is what we're going after?
Yes.
you're sending us on a death run. I'm assuming the price for our services is going to go up a little bit on the high casualty rate.
Yeah, it'll be 300 gold each. My
All right.
usual rate for high.
All right.
Right. Seems fair.
And you get twerp. We have discussed it.
As long as she doesn't drink. Too
Or at
much.
least doesn't drink at crucial times.
We have also talked about that. Twerp. I think I just looks over at Twerp. Twerp's like, I know.
I mean, I don't think you have to worry. We don't have any of it on us. Because that group is saying here to go with your armed people. There's no dwarvens in the group. So she should be safe.
Oh, and he's like, I found these on her last night. He grabs 2 bottles of that unmarked mead and just tosses it to you.
Aren't they empty?
They're full.
Oh, who are you tossing them at?
He's just tossing them at the party. Whoever catches it, catches it.
I'm in the back, so it's whoever's in the front.
What did he toss again?
2 bottles of mead.
Yeah, 2 bottles of mead.
The stuff that Torp got wasted off of.
Oh gosh.
So is anyone catching the mead?
One thumbs into my chest and falls down to the ground.
Okay, it just shatters.
Gallon attempts to catch it.
Okay, make a what's it? That'd be dexterity check. So it'd be acrobatics.
Athletics. 11.
You catch it,
Right.
and she just looks down. She's like, "Oh, that was good meat," and she's like, "Oh, my head." Well, you seem to be up for the challenge for this one. Twerp will go with you if she wants to, and she kind of nods her head. Yes, it is very dangerous, so be on the lookout.
Very dangerous. Is there anything we should specifically be on the lookout for?
This is from 800 years ago, too.
Oh.
I take it you want me to assist them again?
Of course.
800 years ago. So, possible...
It is a king of an old kingdom that used to be around here.
That's what that's the item we're acquiring.
Oh, the king's in the tomb. He should have a object around his neck. I acquired this.
Okay. Sort of pendant or something? You know what it looks like? In case it's not around his neck?
It will definitely be around his neck.
Alright.
So, what kind of creature are we dealing with?
Not sure. No one has actually come back to tell me.
Then, how do you know it was around his neck?
The stories. And the few parchments I have acquired of records stating that he was buried with this object.
So I take it as an archaeologist, I know this story.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have to type that out to me later.
I'm concerned about the lack of details here. He knows from a story that there seems to be something around his neck. Yet does not know anything about the creature that guards a tomb, but no one's come back, so how does he know there's a creature? Oh my god, my head is starting to hurt.
Indeed.
I have a feeling we're going to be playing with the undead.
Most likely, yes. So, is there a specific timeline on this? Of course, we would do this as quickly as we possibly can. Any kind of, I mean, where do we have to go? Is this towards the encroaching orc army, away from it? How far do we have to go and where?
No, that's Couple hours north.
North, not south. Wonderful. The army's coming from the south, I believe.
Yes, yes it is.
Right?
Which reminds me, Quinn, prepare your men. And she kind of like runs off and grabs everyone. You notice that they take what they need. If they need a cart, they'll throw everything in one cart, all the food and stuff like that. But they kind of like start organizing the cart. He says, well, I guess you won't be here when they're gone.
Talking to Gwen?
No, he's talking to you now.
When they... Oh, yes, when they come back, they won't... Oh, right, indeed. When we leave, they'll be on their way to an end. At least like to say... Wish them well and everything.
Tell them good luck.
Let's see. As far as this goes, we will also need, I believe, to restock before we go anywhere. And I would also like to get some reports on how my vessel is doing.
Your vessel. I am not doing the paperwork for that. You have to ask my merchant.
Right. So we can get that all done in one fell swoop. So, I believe... Which direction you said this was, to the north? Any landmarks for this mission? Not heading towards,
Maybe a map.
Ooh, do you have a map? Would be glorious.
North. Check. Northeast. About, I don't know, 3 hours?
It's 3 hours. Last
It's
time you
that close?
told us to look for
Yeah.
some cliffs or something. It's too marked by something that we'll find easily.
It's a very large clearing. Well, it has a tower, technically, if you look close enough. By now, the tower is crumbled and can't be used anymore. And the town has been deserted and probably foundations at this point. But it's by that town.
Right. Do you happen to know the name of the town?
There was one part I could never figure it out.
Well, anyone else have any questions about this mission or what? Anything else that could possibly help?
I don't think he knows too much anyway, so it probably won't do to ask anything. So
Right.
might as well move on to the merchant.
All right. Please summon your merchant. We have business.
Back in half an hour.
I'll be back in, an hour or so. Oh, I mean the end of the session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go grab another drink, and then if you guys want to do a break while I'm with,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
We love you, Caden.
Yeah.
We're just teasing you.
Yeah, he just loves his merchant. That's all he wants.
My god, a bell of merchant summoning just for Caden.
Ooh.
Ice is quiet. He'll actually try to make one.
I mean, he's a sorcerer.
Is indeed.
It's technically possible.
Galen attempts to make a merchant summoning bell, and poof, Leroy
No,
appears.
no. I have an idea. Oh, I have an idea. I'm not going to tell y'all, but I have an idea.
Yay.
I fear for our wallets.
Well, he was bound to have one sooner or later.
Oh, that was cold.
I'm kidding.
That's what you guys said earlier. Also, yes, watch Sonic the Bloody Hedgehog. It's great.
Oh, I hate you, Kaisis. Now that I know that Jim Carrey plays the villain in that movie, I have to watch it.
Oh, I knew that from the beginning. It's just,
I didn't know that. And I noticed I didn't slip that by you, Christian.
no, you did not.
Alright, I'm back. I had to get another beer.
Beers.
Well, right
You
now.
sure it's not mead?
No, my meat is at someone else's house because he makes it by scratch actually.
I'm gonna get some McDonald's delivered, I think.
McDonald's.
It's Sunday. I've got work to do this afternoon in terms of the project. I just felt like being lazy at lunch because I've cleaned up all morning and the place looks good. So you know what? Stuff you all. Don't judge me.
I'm not going to judge.
Oh, I'm
judge
not
you.
judging. I'm just feeling for you.
I had that like 2 hours before I hopped in the conversation.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
I haven't.
My nephews were getting hungry, so that's where I took them.
I
Ah,
had
man.
Chinese.
I had Maggiano's.
Also, just pointing it out there, it's cheaper for me to get 2 liters of full cream milk from McDonald's for $4.40 than it is to go down to my local IGA where they're selling it for $5.20.
I made a 1-pot spicy coconut curry stir fry for dinner.
Oh, now you make the curry.
It was good too.
Curry is always good.
I'd like mine mild, more than spicy.
Yeah, it wasn't too spicy.
Like the Thai green coconut curries, they're really nice. I kind of feel like you're just hating on me right now.
All right, you ready, Caden, for our lovely?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay.
Possibly?
You love it.
Question mark?
Okay. So, Skitter, comes, you know, just yells out, "Merchant, they're back!" And he looks out the window, and you can definitely see him like peek out, like looks out the window. And he's like, like the biggest, and he like runs to the back of the house, and you can hear like a large door opening, and he runs out with his cart coming from behind the house up to where the fence is and parks his cart. He's like, "You guys are back! Oh my god, you guys are back!"
It's good to see you, my friend.
Glad to see you too.
This last mission we went on was unfortunately more of a looks like diplomatic mission. Yeah, diplomatic mission, exactly. So we don't have much in the way of new shinies to show you besides the coin that we have on us. So I know you're waiting for more tablets and more things of that variety, but unfortunately we didn't come in across this time.
Oh, I'm sure you'll find something.
Indeed. Now, to business. I would like to purchase some, I mean, not anything too crazy, but let me see. Let me look at my bags. I'm getting a little low on, let's see, probably I'd like to buy another 2 potions of healing if you have them available. And also, I'd say another good, like, several rations, things that will last a while. Up to, like, possibly, maybe, like, 15 rations or something like that.
15 rations. What kind of rations are you looking for?
Mostly, this is things that would last for, maybe a week or two, or extended, maybe like dried meats and things of that sort. Things that won't perish over like a day or two. Things that'll last a good while. Because as you can see, I
Okay.
have this wonderful pseudo dragon right here that I like to make sure eats well on our road trips.
If you're interested, we could sell it for a good profit.
He looks
Marco
at
just kind of snickers.
He looks at it and he's like, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm not going to sell you.
I'd probably give you 5,000 gold for him.
Right. I know. I'm not going to sell my pseudo dragon. I'm quite attached.
This is what I picture every time we go through this.
Except for he's an elf, pretty much.
Yep. Yep. So, possibly 15 long shelf life rations. And I believe I said, what was it? 2 potions of healing? I think it's, yes, 2 potions of healing. That's pretty good.
Well, rations. Well, what are you looking for a ration? Ration? Like, do you want elf ration, dwarf ration, gnome ration? What kind of ration?
Whichever one will last the longest, I suppose.
They all last the longest.
All right. Let's see. Possibly, I believe last time I had some from dwarven ancestry. So, possibly some elf, or half elf. Maybe some
Bear in
elven
mind,
ration.
elfish will probably have low protein.
Never mind. Let's go for
Marco
some
just kind
more.
of shouts it out.
Fair. I don't know. Something with a lot of meat in it.
You probably want to go with Dwarvish.
More dwarvish then.
Dorvis, you go. Okay. And he goes back to his cart. He's like opening like boxes, and it's like, how many do you want?
15.
15. Takes out 15. All right, I got 15 dwarven rations.
All right. With the 15 dwarven rations and the 2 potions of healing, if you have those as well, what would my total be? Remember, repeat customer, mind you. Kind of discount would be greatly appreciated.
107 gold.
Sure.
All right. He takes the 15 rations, take out 2 potions of healing for you. Kind of like puts them on top of a box, and then hands out his puts out his hand for the money.
All right, here you go.
He gladly takes it, puts it in his pocket, and just gives you all the rations and the 2 potions.
All right. Once we're done with all of our, everyone's done with their shopping and whatnot, I'd like to discuss and see the reports on how my ship is doing.
Okay.
Nice.
You're terrible. You're
Gallons.
absolutely terrible, Christian.
Gallon steps back. Oh, that looks amazing. Gallon steps back and motions towards the rest of the group if they need to restock.
So as we finish shopping, do we all want to go gather at the road where we're leaving? That way the merchant kind of gets an idea of who's done.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure.
So who's all staying to do shopping then?
I mean,
Just
I
try
do
to-
need to replace a couple of daggers real quick.
Right.
Okay, so did you say you're staying or going?
Staying.
Staying. All
Gallon's
right, who's
just,
next?
Gallon's just waiting till the end so everybody else can get their stuff.
You next, Tabaxi.
Meow.
Yes, that would be you.
He said meow,
Meow.
not now.
Yeah, meow, because he's a cat.
Meow. Yep.
Yeah, meow.
Is it that you wanted to do things, right?
I just need 2 daggers.
All right.
Right,
What kind of
okay.
dagger?
Lost in the cave. Just regular, plain, simple daggers.
All right. Daggers, 2 gold each. It'll be 4
Right.
gold.
Hand over 4 gold.
All right, he probably takes the 4 gold and passes you 2 daggers.
Meanwhile, while we're doing this too, everybody's standing here. In case we didn't do it earlier, I'm gonna hand out the money that everybody got from this too, because I got the pouches from earlier. I just
Yep,
assume,
yeah.
yeah, it's 100 gold each.
Yep. All right. Anyone else?
I would like 2 of these healing potion things, please.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, I've never seen you before.
Your observation skills rival those of Skitters.
Kind of like puts on his glasses. Like, it still doesn't help. Anyway, let me grab you 2 potions of, you said healing, right?
Yes.
And he grabs 2 potions of regular healing and it's like, I've got 100 gold, please.
I did not say I was finished. One moment. I require 5 empty vials.
Vials. And what are you, kind of vials? Small ones, big ones?
Ones that can contain 20 oz of any particular liquids.
Okay. I'm hoping somewhere has a vial. Come on, vial. There we go.
Really? Like, there's literally vial in.
It doesn't show the price.
Huh.
Like, for if I just search it on D&D Beyond, it doesn't show the price if it goes straight to the item.
Wow, you're trying to rip me off, I see, okay?
Yeah, it does.
That's gonna be.
Not for me.
That's for me.
I don't know. D&D Beyond's being weird. Alright, so, how many of these do you need?
5.
5, alright. Well, these are tough to acquire, so it'll be 5 gold. So it'll be 105 gold for you, sir.
As you wish. And that's all I require.
Alright, so he hands you the 5 vials and the 2 potions, and takes your 105 gold.
And then I proceed to just turn with my cloak billowing behind me as I move outside.
Okay.
So Marco will walk up to him. So, how much for couple of for regular healing potions and greater healing potions.
I like your style, man. You want to do greater healing?
Regular and a kind of a standard quality and a greater quality.
All right. Potion of healing is 50 gold pieces, and a greater is 150 gold pieces.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at one of each of those. And how much for a potion of growth?
Sir, that will be. Let's see here. Do I have any in stock? I only have one in stock.
Okay.
So that'll be 325.
Okay. So I have something that might pique your interest.
Oh,
I came across something interesting the other day. I'm gonna pull out of my bag a cloth bag, and I'm gonna slide it across the counter to him, and just kind of make a shh noise with my finger. And let me.
huh. Where did you acquire this? It gets like super serious.
I'll keep that to myself.
You're making me open another sheet. Hold on.
Sometimes, if you want the finer stuff, you kind of gotta take it at face value.
How much are you looking to get this for?
Kind of looking to barter and call our trade here even.
Oh, sure. And puts out his hand.
That's including the potion of growth, potion of healing, and 3 regular healing potions.
So you want a potion of growth? Oh, sure. And how many regular healing potions?
Regular healing potions.
Yeah, how many?
3.
He looks over. Deal.
I mean, it's all right. Works for me.
Hand you
Now-
3 healing potions.
And I'll
Give-
take that bag back once you get your prize out of there.
Yeah, gives you the greater healing potion. He also gives you the potion of growth. And he takes the bag, opens up a box. Very nicely wooden box that is felt made inside, or felt lined inside, and pulls it out, puts it in there, and slams it shut. And then hands you the bag. And he says,
All right.
nice dealing business with you.
Same here. Marco turns around and walks out.
Anyone else?
That's it. Jane, did you buy your things? Your knives? Jane?
I guess Jane is meowering.
Not exactly sure what that was, but sure. Well, since Jane isn't here, wandered off somewhere, what is this, the report on my ship? I'm quite curious to see
Hi,
how much
yes, let
we've
me get the
made.
ledger. Get the ledger. And he like takes out this like ledger and has like a little like it's like a tiny little piece of paper and it's like kind of like it's not even like it's not a staple, it's like a kind of like a clip and just like slid on top of the paperwork.
All right.
And he says, it made its first shipment and has made a profit, and your total profit for your part is 1,800 gold.
Wonderful. Let's see. Can I invest that back into more on the next shipment? Because we started out with 10,000, right?
Well, unfortunately, the ship has already set sail.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Wonderful. So is that 1,800 I can pick up here?
No, we have to have it shipped
All
over
right.
here.
Well, you know what? Let's wait on that and get, we'll possibly try to do at least 2, maybe 3 shipments together. We'll just keep that
All right.
stockpiled.
So
Right.
you want me to reinvest it, or?
I would say yes, reinvested. That's probably the best bet.
Okay. Okay. It is reinvested.
Wonderful, wonderful. Excited to see. Do you know what this shipment was? What did they bring? What did they buy? What did they sell?
And he kind of whispers, like, I have no idea.
Oh, I'm going to have to see the manifest at some point. Curious to see what we've gotten hold to.
Some of it might be people, some of it might be cargo. Who knows?
Prefer if it wasn't people. It would just be...
Or people get passage on these ships.
Oh, that makes more sense. Right. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, that's great. Well, that's it for me, I believe. Jane, are you ready yet?
I already got my dagger.
Oh, just making sure. Didn't know. And I suppose that's it then, merchant. Thank you for your business, as usual.
You're welcome.
All right. I return back to the group. Have a wonderful day.
And he kind of just puts everything away, tightens his money pouch, and turns directly around and goes back to behind the house.
Right. Are we going to speak with Gwyn? Say goodbye to all of them? Possibly?
I've already said my bit. I'm good to go.
All right, I start walking over.
So this entire time, like, they're packing up and, like, they're pretty much, like, prepared, ready to go.
All right, just walk over. Starts speaking to, not Gwyn first, but the ones that I were talking to at breakfast that morning that helped me with the cuisines and stuff like that. I said, it was a pleasure pleasure helping you out, I hope. I wish the best. We're not traveling with them to Anon. They're getting an armed escort, right? Because we're going on our own thing. Yep. So, I wish you the best on your travels. I hope to see all of you again.
Same to see you too. And kind of just, packing up the last minute straps and things. That. Hope to see you in Anand.
Indeed. And wait to see that tavern.
We'll see.
Winks at him. We go over and speak with Gwyn.
Okay.
Gwyn, I'm glad you got glad everyone made it out as much as they could. It was an interesting situation, to say the least. And to let you know, I did not steal from you. I had this here, just in case. It was in a burning building. This wasn't my decision to do this. This was yours. To get the town out for the safety of your people. So I understand that was a difficult thing you had to go through.
Kind of nod. It'll be better for us in a nod.
Right. I was speaking with some of your people at breakfast the other day, and some are talking about opening up a tavern, maybe, and I don't know.
Yeah, we have to figure out what we want to do with the rest of the money.
Say, it's a good place, but I don't know. I've spent a lot of my life in a big city, and it's not all it's cracked up to be sometimes. So maybe at some point y'all could even open up a
Have
new...
you been to a nod?
I have not been to an odd, no. But I grew up in a small, kind of up to the north. Not in Odd.
Anand is... I'll explain it. It's not about the hustle bustle of city life. It's not about being walled in. It's about the people. It's
All
about
right.
the culture. It's about the living as a community.
So what's your stance on it? When you get to Anand, do you wish to stay there or move on to a smaller town?
I'm gonna talk to the people here and maybe buy a house or maybe a tavern. Put all of our money together and buy a place for us to live in Anand.
That's good. I honestly wish the best for you and your people. I hope to... Eventually we are going to make our way up there. I hope by the time we get there you've become established and we can come eat some food at your tavern or something.
Good deal.
All right. Holds
The
out his
cooks
hand.
will love you.
Yep, holds out his hand to shake.
And she puts out her hand and like grips your hand like really tight, like a dwarf normally, you know.
Yep.
And it's to the point where like your hand starts hurting when she's squeezing it.
Just grins and bears it. Safe travels, friend.
Safe travels to you.
Nods. Starts heading back.
All right. And when you start heading back, you see Skitter with 4 elves in blue robes, nicely blue robes with this gold trim on like the sleeves on the outer cuff, and wherever there's a seam, there's this gold trim going up, and on the vest there is these gold leaps that spread out. The elves have this long blonde hair, typical elvish feature. Stand tall, just walking behind Skitter, and Skitter kind of like when you walk past, you know, Skitter just walks past you with these 4 elves. So, Galen, you go back to the lovely group.
All right.
So, anyone else need to do anything before you head out?
Nope.
I think we're good to go.
So at this point, Twerp, you know, has her not even a backpack on. She's got her, you know, her crossbow and stuff like that, but a couple pouches around her waist. But she's like kind of like ready to go. You know, still's got the ice pack kind of thing on her head, but she at this point tied it with a rope or a bandage. You know, like one of those like bandages you can wrap around your head.
Top, you ready to set out?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Everyone else is with me, I suppose.
Yep.
Everyone else already? They said northeast, I believe, where we need to go. So, suppose whoever knows which direction that is? Do we know the signs? Top, which way is northeast?
She kind of just points. It's like that way. Which is not even on the road. It's like literally like when you're facing Skitter's house, it is to the left.
I see.
Oh, after you, Torp.
She kind of like walks forward for a few steps and then turns around and walks backwards. And, everyone make a perception check.
Right? 14.
Okay. Jane, Marco, and Galen, you would notice there is a slighter, brighter light coming behind you guys.
Brighter light.
As you guys walk.
Turn my head to see.
Okay, so you guys, Jane turns his head to see, and Jane, you're used to this at this point, that these skilled elves have the ability to open particular portals for people to travel through. It's very expensive to open. You know of them, like that's how like Skitter has to have a supply of this material, but they can open them, and you would notice that they open these portals and the people are starting to walk through them.
A gateway. Well, if I know about its occurrence, then I would just turn back.
Okay.
Marco's just going to disregard it.
Okay.
Right. That's the same kind of light we saw in the tunnel coming out, so.
No, not similar.
Not similar at all? Oh.
This is more like a whitish color.
Right. Well, suppose we'll be off.
So Twerp kind of like waves the last goodbye and turns back around, and you guys walk like, like they're 100 feet, and you guys finally enter the forest.
Right.
Okay, so you guys had your long rest, so you guys are ready to ride. So you guys continue through this dark forest. As before, dark forest is, the nice sun barely peeks through the leaves from above. Once in a while, there's like this bright light that kind of like brightens up a little bit from below. You find the bushes and the vines and the leaves on the ground tough to wander through, but you guys make it through, and it takes you about 3 hours to get through it. When you find a crumbled down, like very little of a foundation of a stone building. It's not even like a full foundation. It is the typical brick style, limestone colored brick that is laid on top of each other. But only it's like too high. Some of it is broken into bits and crumbling away into the dirt. It's very mossy and dirty from the years. There is also trees and shrubbery all around it. It's not in an open field or anything like that. And you walk a little further, and Twerp kindly keeps leading you. You find another similar building to it, a little smaller frame. And you keep going and find another building. And then you finally find this tower that Skitter was talking about, and it's a tower that is barely reaching past the tall trees of the forest, and it is caved in. The top of the tower is fallen. You can see that the point of the tower went into the dirt. You can see the vines and the shrubbery crawling on this piece of the tower. And you could definitely see that some of the brick of this tower has fallen from even what is already standing, and you can definitely see that the wood that's inside has rotted away. The entrance of this tower has been caved in from the years, and the moss is also creeping up, with some vines going up on this tower. And Twerp says, looks like we're here.
Yes, we'll look around and see if we see anything. Do we see an entrance to a tomb or something, or a cave?
Yes, let's start poking around for entrances, depressions in the ground.
Make a perception check for me.
Right. That is a 21.
Okay, Jane and Galen looking around. So Torp is also looking around, and you start looking around. You find, there's a pretty interesting foundation that you see. You investigate that, and you look around the tower, and you finally look past the tower, and you keep walking to the forest. And eventually you reach it's not completely covered in trees and shrubbery, but there is a gateway in the middle of the forest that this gated metal fence goes around. The fence is rusty and dull looking. Some parts are bent and falling apart. Some of the stone on the pillars from the joints is just chunks that just fall onto the ground and don't even exist anymore. But inside, you can definitely see there are tombstones, and there's some higher quality grave sites.
Around what time did we arrive?
You guys, what time did you guys wake up at Skitters?
6. I think we went to the merchant probably around 7:30-ish.
Right, we had time for a good breakfast and everything, and...
So it's like 10:30.
All right.
Okay.
So it's definitely bright out.
And is there a giant entrance to a tomb or anything? Or some kind of...
So,
Is there a mausoleum?
Yeah,
there
indeed.
is a mausoleum. If you give me a moment.
1, 2, 3.
That's my line.
That should work. You guys have come up to some sort of cemetery.
See that?
Oh, is it really not straight? Oh, bro, that's terrible. How am I? I didn't even use the lines. I'm sad.
Earthquake!
I mean, after all these years, it's probably not straight anymore.
Wow.
See. So we can see through, looking through the fence, we can see the giant mausoleum in the middle. All these gravestones.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So
King inside the big building, maybe?
Marco's just going to take 2 steps to the front of the group, pick up look for a rock on the ground, just kind of a decent sized rock that fits in his hand.
Okay.
Any issue finding one?
No, you can find a rock easily.
Okay. And then he's just going to whip it over the fence and try and hit the mausoleum with it just to see if anything reacts.
Okay. Make a... I guess it'd be improvised weapon.
What are you trying to piss off the dead?
Improvised weapon. What the heck? Where the heck do I find that?
It's basically your unarmed strike at this point.
Unarmed. Okay.
You do not hit
7.
this mausoleum with your rock.
Well, did anything happen as it passed over the graveyard and went over the fence and whatnot?
Nope.
Okay.
Kind of hit the ground. That was it.
With a roll like that, it probably just went like 2 feet in front of you and fell.
Yeah. Yeah. It hit the gate, and that was it.
All right. Marco's going to walk forward, pick up that rock again, and whip it at the mausoleum again.
Make another unarmed strike. Or improvised weapon.
Unarmed strike, armed. Okay. I'll do it that way. Because the rock would be a weapon. 11.
Okay. You whip it, and
Just kind of generally aiming for the door on the front of the mausoleum.
okay. You more like you hit the side more than anything. You didn't hit the door. It just bounces off the side.
All right. No reaction from anything?
No reaction.
Okay. Marco's just going to turn around and grin with a thumbs up and then walk to the back of the group.
You feel better now.
Yes.
What was that for?
I don't know. See if anything would react. See if there's anything over there. I don't know. Shut up.
It's a graveyard. They didn't tell us it was a cursed graveyard.
We already know that something's up with it. There's supposed to be a creature below it.
That would be inside the tomb, though. They're never on the outside.
I'm never making assumptions.
Amateurs. Okay, so I'm going to walk up to the gate and check for a lock.
Okay. This gate is locked.
Whoa!
What kind of lock is it?
It's just like a simple lock.
Okay, so I can just check over the lock real quick, make sure, there's no little surprises on it.
Okay, investigation check. Or perception. Because you're looking at it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this lock. It's nothing surprising you. It's just a
Okay.
normal lock.
I'm just going to pick that lock.
Okay. This will be a lockpicking check, so I believe it's just a straight roll with your proficiency in it.
say? What's the... Well, just a straight dex roll with proficiency. So.
You have tools, right?
Yes, I have thieves' tools.
Click on your tools and do the roll from your tools.
I just did dex roll with proficiency, which is what it would be anyways.
Okay.
Okay. You open it.
And promptly push the gates open.
Okay, you push the gates open. Oh, there we go.
After you guys.
I'm just gonna stride right up and head straight for the mausoleum.
Okay, Marco, brave soul. Just go straight for the mausoleum.
I'm going to kind of saunter slowly with the group, see if anything attacks Marco before I go up too far.
Okay, how far are you going in?
There,
Okay.
at the door.
In other words, he's not.
Yes.
Yeah, basically that.
Waiting a moment after Marco gets up there. Anything pop out or anything?
Grimbolt, where are you standing?
See that first little sarcophagus thing in the middle? I'll be at the closest side to Galen on that.
There.
Perfect.
Okay. Put me the tombstone to the northwest of that. I want to read that tombstone.
North.
Tombstone northwest of Kaisa's character. Yeah, there you go.
I got this right. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I've just realized why the compass is that way. It's in relation to you.
Yeah. You want me to flip it? I can flip it for you guys.
Oh no, it's fine. You need to read it more than I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a reference of direction for us to tell you where to move our figures. So
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I can't exactly be like, which way you want to go.
Yeah, so
You're gonna
you
get
can
my
leave it
mental.
how it was.
Okay, so you look at the tomb?
yes, I want to check out this tombstone. Can I read it?
Yes.
What's it say?
Can you read Dwarvish?
Nope.
It's in Dwarvish.
Okay. So, but I do recognize it as Dwarvish, maybe?
Yeah, it would recognize it's Dwarvish.
Okay, so, well, this grave's a dwarf grave. Okay, well, if nobody's doing anything, I'm going to move to the next gravestone to the northwest.
And I'm gonna kind of make a hand motion for Sheaf to hide and stay hidden. Follow,
Same.
but stay hidden.
Well, I
Same
put him
with the
next to you because it's in your backpack technically, and I just know it's there.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And checking this gravestone.
It is also in Dwarvish.
Okay, this one's also in Dwarvish. I really should have learned to read Dwarvish.
All right, Marco.
Like something that would have been
So,
helpful for
I'm
all
gonna.
of us.
Is there a door on the mausoleum?
There is.
I'm gonna try it and see if it's locked,
It is locked.
and then I'm gonna back up like 5 feet and then run at it and slam my shield into it.
Okay. Make a armed fight, strike, whatever.
Yeah, I have an armed style of unarmed because I have fighting style
That's a
that
nat
works.
1.
Wow! And Marco proceeds to trip on the step leading up to
Yup.
it.
He just trips and falls flat on his face in front of the door.
So at this point, that you fall your face on, basically, you hit your head on the door. Basically, at this point, it's slightly crazy, and the entire cemetery gets this black fog.
Okay, I'm moving away from this tombstone if there's black fog rolling out all of a sudden.
I motion for the pseudo dragon to fly up to a tree behind us.
Okay. So, dragon goes this way.
So
Way up
before
in the
I
tree
even
hides.
stand up, I'm gonna place a hand on my chest and give myself vigilant blessing, and then push myself to my feet and take a look around to see if I see anything stirring in the fog.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, and while I'm looking around, I'm gonna make my way towards Grimbolt in the center.
Okay.
Perception with disadvantage. $16.
Okay. And what are you trying to look at?
I am just looking for anything moving.
Nothing moving.
Is the fog coming from anywhere in particular, or
No, it just literally just rolls in.
from like every direction, or?
Yep.
Is it outside the gate?
Yes.
Yeah, so running outside the gate doesn't help them at all, right?
Right.
I'm gonna move towards the center as well. Maybe we can be back to back.
So I'm gonna walk over to the mausoleum and attempt to break the door again.
Okay. Make another arm strike.
$18. I'm assuming that hits.
Let me see on the. Do I even have AC?
If that door manages to avoid an 18 on a hit.
Well, it depends on like object armor class kind of thing.
True. That's true.
It hits but doesn't do any damage.
Is it an iron door?
I'm gonna feel around the door for anything odd, whether it's engravings or what the door is made out of, or anything I could find with my hands.
No engravings. Just a regular old door. Well, it's a metal door, but
Okay, so it's a metal door.
it's a metal door.
Okay, that would explain why I'm not hurting it. I probably should have paid attention to that.
Is there a doorknob or keyhole in that thing? Since you're banging on it?
Let me look. I'm gonna look to see what kind of like lock it has, if I can tell. Whether it's a keyhole or a padlock or whether it's whatnot.
Looking at the door, you realize there is no lock.
Jane,
Does it have
it's either sealed from the inside or is magically sealed.
Alright, I'm gonna move up and take a look at.
I'm gonna take a step northwest 5 feet.
North.
So diagonally northwest 1 square. Yep.
I'm gonna pretend chef's in your bag. That's harder than I thought. I really need to like make a little like mini that just wraps around your neck.
Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna move up to the door and look closer at this door.
Okay, you look at this door.
Is there a doorknob?
No doorknob.
Okay. Are there Does it look like there's any hidden latches along the edge?
You can definitely see that it's bolted closed.
Okay. Bolted closed how?
You can see there is a few metal bars going across in a few different places.
Okay. So there is some kind of mechanism holding it.
So now,
Yeah.
by bars going across, are you talking on the outside of the door or like a vault style where they're coming out of the side of the door into the frame?
Vault style.
Okay.
Are there any decorations around this door?
Besides like the stone artwork of a typical dwarf mausoleum, no.
So there's no special marking?
Nope.
So I'll start feeling for like disguised pieces of wall then that maybe will unlock the door.
Okay.
Everybody in this party has dark vision, right?
I do.
So you look around this door and there's no hidden areas to unlock this door.
I can't seem to find a way to open this door. Gotta be a latch or a lever or a button somewhere, but I'll be
Gallon's
darned if
going-
I can find it.
Gallon's going to look around the sarcophaguses out here, maybe? The outside of them, and see if he can investigate and see if there's anything on those to open it.
Okay.
That
which
one,
are you
yeah,
looking at?
right next to Grimbold, yeah, so look through that one, around that
Okay.
one.
Okay.
He
Look
sure, as hell,
around this one.
he sure as hell can't open it, so he's going to look around the outside of it.
So you look around this one, and you notice there is this purple aura just being breathed in and then breathed out. Nice calm.
Fellows, I believe there's some friends, maybe, in these sarcophaguses that might pay us a visit soon. There's some kind of aura here. Some kind of weird light or something coming in and out of it.
I'm gonna walk over and press one ear to the top of it.
Almost like breathing or something.
Alright, plus 1 ear on top of it.
I hear anything?
You hear nothing.
Well, only one way to find out. I'm gonna attempt to shove the lid off.
I am going to back up before you do that.
You attempt to shove this lid off. And the the purple aura that was being breathed in on the sides is breathed in. And it's held. And then you see that some of it is breathed out, but not all what used to be. And it spreads in different directions, Marco. Because of the fog, you're not really sure what directions it went completely, but spread. And then you notice that there are sarcophaguses start moving closer.
The actual sarcophaguses move?
Yup.
Yeah, get out of the way in the direction Galen went.
Indeed.
I'm gonna back up towards Jane.
Okay. So you notice that they all come together and they start latching on to each other and start fusing together. And
oh, no. I have an idea where this is going.
they start popping up, and one starts on the ground, and one in the middle, and there's two on the outside being waved around, and there's this top part that's empty, and all of a sudden you see a far tombstone fly near you, Grimbolt, attached to the top.
And I'll form the head.
And I will be right back.
I totally didn't picture Voltron there.
I couldn't help but think that.
For the younger generation, there's also the Power Rangers and their Zords or whatever combining.
So what you're saying is we need to make a Zord of our own.
And
Or
This isn't gonna end well.
all these, let me get these off the battlefield here. Come on. All these form into a stone sarcophagus creature.
please hold that up to the camera so that we can see that one.
Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
That's cool.
He's a large creature, isn't he?
So about that growth potion you just picked up?
That's what I was thinking. Is while it's forming, I'm gonna pop that growth potion. I'm assuming there's no problems with that.
Yeah, give me a moment.
What if we leave the fight here for next week's episode? Because we're at like 10 minutes.
And what's that? We all went up a level and gain more power before this fight starts. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks.
That being said, I think a giant fight in a cemetery would be a really good night before Halloween session.
Very true. Very true.
Why do I have a feeling it's not a mistake that this happened around Halloween?
Oh, it's not. You know better.
It turns yourself double, right?
Yep, I move up to the next size class, so I'm large.
There we go. At least I can like determine your size of your base. All right, everyone, roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm so glad I did Vigilant Blessing. 18. Oh, I got a natural 20. So I don't know what that means in terms of initiative, but
It doesn't.
okay, so 18. That's the absolute highest I can get with mine.
At a 14.
I got a 15.
Where's Twerp?
That's a good question.
Probably invisible again.
Left her on the other mat.
That's
She's small. What do you expect? She's a halfling.
Probably on top of the crypt drinking some dwarven booze.
Actually, she was hanging with the witch where she was at. But yeah. Okay, so we will put her.
Because, yeah, I'm sure she'd love to hang out with the creepy blood witch.
Well, she was in the cavern with the creepy blood witch. I literally threw that map like behind me. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Hopefully that darn stone golem rolls low.
Okay, apparently, Torp is first.
So when we roll the same, it goes by the initiative modifier, right?
Your dex.
There's only
Your
dexterity.
dex. Yeah.
Dex. Oh, okay. So Grimbolt's definitely before me then.
Which the combat tracker already tells me. Because apparently
Oh,
I never
nice.
knew that it actually organizes you guys. If you're the same number, it actually puts you by dex order.
That's cool.
Which I didn't know. I always just tried to get you guys to be in the same order. Anyway, it is Torp's turn. So Torp is going to be a menace. What is Torp going to do? Torp is going to shoot a crossbow at him.
Did you hear Christian's comment before?
No, what was that?
That it would probably be best to hold off the combat until next week.
Seeing as how it's now midnight.
We can.
The day before Halloween with a graveyard fight.
That is true.
So in answer to everyone's questions, no, he hadn't planned it that way.
I tried to put this off as much as possible into Halloween.
Which isn't difficult with our merchant.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I was like, all right, you guys are gonna spend at least 2 hours trying to get out of Keld, and at least another hour at the merchant or at Skitter's house. And
I mean, that was pretty accurate.
yeah. So I was trying to get like the feel of everything, but yes, I can hold this off until next week.
All right.
So that will
I'd say
be.
we have a pretty strong opening for this fight.
So let me save this encounter. All right, saved encounter. So until next time on D&D.
Where the turtle wrestles the rock.
You already know what's gonna happen.
As soon as you pop the growth potion, I was like, he's gonna wrestle that thing until it breaks.
You know, I actually thought about like putting like magnets on these, just having them like
Yeah.
kind of like put together, and I was like, nah, I have minis that could kind of subdue to what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
If we were completing that last mission, but everything came through.
That was definitely fun. I'm gonna have to take a picture of this board because of my Monday session.
Indeed, indeed. That was fun, my friends. That would be the end of the stream.
Yes, and don't forget to write at the bottom of the notes, no cart.
Yeah, please do.
It's like the final thing we say every time. No cart. Till we get a cart, and then no cart. We go. Yeah.
We're gonna have a spectral cart eventually.
Yep.
And
A supernatural cart of holding.
you mean this
Oh
weapon?
no, it's there already.
Wait, the sad part is that I bought like 6 horse minis, so I didn't have to have like this lonely horse.
Oh my gosh.
Like this
We'll-
lonely horse looks so sad, and I
we'll
was like,
probably get another cart at some point.
yeah, well, that and like my other group also has a cart, and I keep getting. I'm like, oh wait, you guys don't have a cart, but they use their cart like nonstop. Like they actually turned it into a fabric, food, and something else. Like they just keep collecting crap on it to the point where they could open up their own shop up between food
They made a
and
food
clothing.
truck.
They basically and like fabric because they
Wow.
have like all the leather that you found, Hayden,
Yeah.
before, and all the fabric and everything. They've all picked it up and just threw it into their cart.
Gosh.
So they have a lot more than
I trickle sell things.
yeah. They literally just like, oh, when we sell it, we're just gonna sell it in bulk or like open up a store because they're rich.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is, but one of the players, their D20 dice. I've actually seen this in person. It is the complete opposite of a Will Wheaton roll. It is like nonstop, like 18s, 19s, and 20s. And I'm just like, he does roll low, like on that same dice, but it's more common for him that roll be 15 or above on that dice.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Weighted dice.
No, I actually.
Yeah.
I have checked that dice. I even put it in a cup of salt water to check it, and it is completely weighted correctly. It is just, I think he made a pact with a dice devil one day to play D&D.
My gosh.
But it is fun to definitely play with that, because I expect him to roll high, so I'll be like, oh, you know, like he'll pass this no matter, and he completely fails that check, and I'm just like, well, that sucks.
Good luck. Yep. That was a lot of fun. I will end the stream now. I'll see y'all next Saturday for the graveyard fight.
Yes.